Welcome. How y'all doing today? I made y'all wait the whole 5 minutes because I was looking at the FedEx man. Now that dude was some eye candy, y'all. Eye goddamn candy. It was worth the extra 30 seconds though, right? Welcome to the Divestment Club, the club that every black woman should belong to, but some of us can't even tell our family that we feel this way. Let me go ahead and welcome some of y'all in here. Oh, hey, hate watchers, how are y'all? I'll be providing a link in a little bit so you can come up here and get baptized because I baptized mammies and I call the police on Dusties. All right, we got. Forgive me for mispronouncing this one. Ayak Wani. Don't kill me. I know I said that wrong. We got Doodle G in the house. Of course, you got me in the house. Use tampons. I feel so funny saying your name. Use tampons, man. Welcome. Bridge Burner, April Ree, Savage J, Tammy in the house moderating people, asking questions later after she chopped your head off. Holland Lord Goddess is here. Unapologetically critical. Now the chat wants to start jumping. JL's here. Art of Aries is here. Sunshine Jazz is here. Deb Bowers. I mean, y'all showed up for lunch. I appreciate it. I came here today because there is a group of mammies that like to say, y'all are single, but she's doing better than y'all with this crusty STD infested dude at the house. Anything not to be single. Let me show you what these people doing not to be single. Because I'm getting ready to pull your drawers down in front of everybody. Share my screen. I truly appreciate y'all showing up in here. I really do. Now, okay, the screen is blaring. This is some of the shit y'all are doing in order not to be single. You're sharing dusties. You engaging in polygamous relationships, knowing that's not how you were raised. Knowing that this just doesn't feel right. If you like multiple partners, fine, that's up to you. But the majority of black women, you kind of don't want to do that. You kind of want your man to yourself, huh? You're also creating wife schools. I've never known how to pronounce this woman's name. Okay. Cutno, Lori Cutno. I don't know, but this girl got a whole school showing you how to acquiesce to a dusty. But we're single. I get the single shit all the time, even though I've been married for damn near 26 years this summer, but we're single. And you learning how to acquiesce to the lowest man on the totem pole. You can't make this shit up. You're forgiving them for cheating every goddamn week. So if you don't agree to the polygamy, you gonna agree to the polygamy. You gonna agree to it because he gonna have other ones on the side. And then you blame God for keeping y'all together. We don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. Please stop coming over here single shaming because we don't want none of that shit, ma'am. She looking at him like I will fuck you up. Next. You're killing your best friend because he wants to spend some time with her. What kind of shit is this? The picture that you're looking at, this happened in Atlanta. I happen to live in Georgia. This girl on the left was dating the dude on the right, the dusty on the right, the ashy on the right, the hell beast on the right. The woman in the middle is her roommate. They're all in college. And because her boyfriend wanted to spend some time with this girl, even, she had to die. So they killed her. The shit is ridiculous. But we single here. I'd rather be single. You're proposing. You're proposing to dusties, man. What the whole fuck? At least get you some knee pads if you're going to go down like that. You look terrible. You look desperate. You look shot out. You look in need of assistance. You need to divest, ma'am. Jesus Christ. Anything that... Uh-oh.
I didn't know what to get you.
Uh-oh.
My dream wedding. And it's hard to get you something that you already don't have. And since we in Miami, I figured it's only fit for me to buy you a yacht.
Did you hear that shit? Y'all financing whole lifestyles of the rich and famous. The bitch bought him a yacht, y'all. I'm not buying shit. I'm not buying anything for me, and I'm not buying anything for him. I'm stunned. Since we in Miami, I'm going to get you a yacht. Watch how stunned he even looks. Ash. Y'all, I'd rather be single. And I'm sure the ladies in here would rather be single than to be buying yachts. Okay. Sharing men willingly and then sharing them unwillingly and proposing. Y'all got it bad. I'm good. I'm good on that shit. Welcome to the panel. What's going on, baby?
Hello there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. Yeah. I'm so glad you're on. I so enjoy your lives. I just enjoy you and all the ladies so much.
Well, thank you. I enjoy y'all too, goddamn it. I do.
Yeah, because, man, I'm telling you, out here in Blackistan in the regular world, these people be working my last nerve. I
But
keep.
aren't you jealous that, you don't have a man that you can buy a fucking yacht for? Don't you want to buy a yacht for a Dusty?
She
No?
makes up that I feel like when black mammies do that, or I call them desperados,
That's a
do
good
that.
name for him.
Yeah. When they do that, that is what makes you know, the nakers really think that they are the prize and that we need to prove ourselves to them, because you have so many women, they are doing that. They feel like they have to compete, um and so they act out of desperation, thinking that, if I buy him this or do this, you know and it's like, no, he's still not going to take you seriously, and he's
You
still not
know,
going to be shit, and he don't care. They don't care when you do all that shit. They don't care.
in other societies, it's the men that look to provide. Y'all some providing ass women.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, y'all some provider champs. And then you wonder why when you break up with the first Dusty, you get the next Dusty. He expecting the same shit you did for the last one. So you
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
you gonna be cape flying around this bitch, taking off into the stratosphere. You can't take that cape off. You have to divest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
is no shame in being single. That's the thing I wanted to tell y'all. Be single until you get what you're looking for. I told y'all a couple of lives ago about my aunt. She just got married at 62 and he's not ashy. So if you in your 20s, you got a little bit of time. Fuck that wall they talking about that you're hitting. You're not hitting the damn wall. You're not hitting the wall.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
Mm-mm. And you know what else, too, to go back to the topic of the show,
Hmm.
I think that that's something that we need to really thoroughly discuss. How a lot of black women and mammies, or just black women, period, whether they're married mammies or not, we try to discredit other black women by, oh, well, you ain't got no man, you ain't in no relationship, you can't keep a man, and it's like,
So
um,
fucking what? He's not supposed to
mhm,
be kept. He's supposed to
exactly.
be keeping you.
Hmm. Yes, but we need to dissect and break it down to the chemical compound on why we feel like that is a phrase that we use to attack each other with. I'm
That
real
we don't have a
curious about
Dusty.
that. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Do you know how quiet it is in my house when my husband's not home? I love my husband to pieces, but I still need my quiet time.
Mm-hmm.
So when listen, you have unlimited quiet time to figure out what the hell you want to do. My husband come home and his ass is loud. Baby, this. Did you see that? Oh, you'll hand me that remote. Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. It was quiet as fuck before you got here. And you got women creating schools. How do you say that one woman's name? The one I had on the screen, Lori Cutno, Roa Lori Cutno.
I
That was a
didn't see
hot
her
ass name.
name. I didn't
You
see
didn't
her
see
name.
it? Well, she had a wife school, and there's a whole group on Facebook of her failed alumni.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we don't need a wife school, because most women, by and large, know how to be good mates. It's the men. And then on top of that, if you're just dealing with a black man, they just are not socialized to be good mates. It doesn't matter what you do, what you offering them, how good you are to them, how quiet and docile and submissive you are, how agreeable you are. They are still going to fuck up the rotation, because that's just who they are. There's nothing you can do.
Every black man has a Olympic-sized swimming pool of black women that he can jump into at any minute. So there is literally no incentive for him to treat you like anything. because whatever you're not willing to do, you got people right now. You seen that little Biden thing pass. I don't know what exactly it is. I know people are getting stimulus checks, but they're talking about how they're going to divide that with the guy and who should get what.
I've seen that.
If Joe Biden send it to you, goddamn it, spend it on your kids. We don't need any more mixtape. That nigga corny anyway. God damn, don't nobody want to hear him. Let me add the link into the chat because I saw somebody ask for it. Yeah, don't
Well, I
nobody
think
want to
that
hear
was
that shit.
Sunny Side Up said, "Why aren't anybody? Why isn't there anybody doing husband schools?" Shit, she right about that.
Child, please. He'll get laughed off the internet. The best you're gonna get that is that bacon, that crispy bacon face dude, Kevin Samuels.
Ugh.
I mean,
He's so
well
he
done
he
bacon.
is so moist. I don't know.
Well, you know you biphobic if you say that, right?
I'll be that. I'll be that because you know what you and you know what we need to start doing too is that with the transformers, we need to start telling them that we're because you know how when you don't agree with them, they're you homophobic. You try no. A phobia is something that you're scared of. Let's be clear.
Right.
I'm not scared of what you do and how you are and how you want to live or what you want to label yourself. I'm not scared of it. I don't agree with it and I don't have to. And I don't have to accept it. That's not a being a fear. That means I don't agree with your ass.
You can have a fear of catching something because they do the most. They do the most. I don't want any of your shenanigans in my crotch,
Mm-mm.
honey. I don't want any of your shenanigans in my crotch. Please and goddamn it, thank you.
Yeah, no, I don't want that neither. But they need to stop. Oh, you scared? No, we're not scared because that's what the phobia means. No, we're not scared. We don't agree with your ass. And, you know, most of them have mental problems anyway. So,
Right.
you know.
Welcome to the panel, E.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Awesome
Hello.
sauce as usual.
Hey, wonderful. I love divested that you encourage us that there's no shame in being single.
Yeah, there is no shame in being single. What's wrong with that? Hell, I be wanting weekend passes sometimes. And my husband good to me. I'm like, hell, you know, because when
Yeah.
he's home, he is literally under my neck. I can barely make a Facebook post, y'all. He's like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's pretty clever, baby. I'm like, go sit your ass down.
Yes, men are so needy and they never give you your space. They always want to be under you. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We got Amanda coming up. Let me bring her up here. What's going on, Amanda?
Look, I'm so sorry. Your video cracked me up this morning. Okay, look, I just want to say this. Do you ever notice how okay, men do not respect you when you drop lots of money on lavish gifts for them.
Did
When
you
you
see
do
his face when that yacht gift came out? He looked
oh
like he was
my God.
embarrassed.
Look, when you do that, in their minds, they're going, "Damn, she thinks I'm this much better than her. She thinks she needs to do all of this to keep me around." Black women do this because they just don't think men will stay around just for them. They think they have to do all of this extra shit. It's
They
kind of
sure
like
do.
how when you're dealing with black men, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your body looks like. It doesn't matter what your hair looks like, texture of your hair, the color of your skin. You're all gonna get treated like shit equally. You look,
Period.
for example,
Mm-hmm.
you ever notice how you ever take a look around on Instagram and you ever see all these women who they're gorgeous, they've gotten a lot of work done, they might have gotten a BBL or some plastic surgery, right? But
Hmm.
still, in and out of relationships cannot seem to get a black man to stick around them for longer than a few months. Why is that? It doesn't matter. It does not matter how big your ass is. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do. One girl, what's that girl who has a kid by that rapper who's dating a Hispanic girl who bought him a G wagon or something? Okay,
Oh,
you
sorry.
you can do all of that, and it doesn't matter. We'll see. We'll see how long he sticks around. It does not matter what you do for these men. It's you. Like they just don't want to. It doesn't matter. It's
They
my.
don't want to commit.
They don't
What's
want to.
wrong with me, y'all? I don't want to do nothing. I don't do nothing. I'm not doing nothing. You
And it's
have
for
to
the
like my personality.
exactly.
Period.
You
If
have to
May
I
I
like
share a
mean,
me,
story?
period.
May I
Like
share a story? I know a woman, a mammy, and she thinks we're friends, and I let her. Um, I don't have time to
I'm
correct these
sorry.
mammies.
I'm sorry. That shit's funny.
And she got this man, this black Kang, and when she met him, she had a master's degree, and he was working at the local grocery stop at a Starbucks. And she bought him a car. She helped him get an IT certification. Guess what he did once he got those?
got a new chick.
He got a new chick, and he gave her a STD.
god damn.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you do. I wish Black women would understand it. And it's funny because look, for a long time, I used to be like, okay, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe I need to change this about what I look like. Maybe I need to dress like this. It does not matter. They don't want to be committed, and they will look for a way out when they're tired of you. They're going to find a reason to get rid of you. Tired of you. They're ready to move on to the next chick. That yacht, that's cute. She should have bought that yacht for herself, for her friends, her girlfriends or something. You know what I
Think
mean?
about this. Switch it for a second, y'all. If Black women had options of black men from sea to shining sea, and we can pick whichever one, that's where the attitude comes from, because that's how they have it with black women. They can pick any of us. And then we're supposed to be proud that that's happening. And you got me all the way fucked up. We're not doing that.
Exactly. You're supposed to be proud that you just have a black man around. That's what that is. All that shit is a big show. Look at me. Look at my black husband I get to get because I bought him this and did that and did this pussy trick or sucked his dick like this. I wish women would just realize it's just there's no winning with these men. That's all I call in to say. Please don't get got. Please keep
Standing there, right? Standing there talking to these women.
She should have took that yacht money and made an investment for herself.
Right.
That she spent it on this bum ass nigga. Tragic. Anyway,
That's why I
standing there
like
talking to
dismissing
these mammies, yoni eggs falling out they coochie while you talking to them. It's like you doing too much.
Exactly. The utmost. Anyway, you ladies have a nice day. I just called in to say that. I'm working from home and this shit really made me laugh. Like, thank you for the live.
Of course. Come back anytime.
Bye.
Bye.
That's why
Welcome to the panel, Cold Blooded. Sorry, y'all. I had some wasabi earlier. I ate some wasabi with some shrimp earlier, and this shit kicking my ass. Old folks. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry about that, Cold Blooded.
Oh, hey, I just joined to add my 2 cents to this because it is really so true. Like I've seen so many women and black women just being used by these guys, and I was one of them. And like once I'm in my early 20s, so I'm glad that I'm learning this now. But once I realized that like they literally just use you and they only appreciate you like I'm not appreciate you. They only like you while they're able to use you. And once you're no longer a benefit to them, they're like their whole attitude changes. Like
Yeah.
I see them like night and day with these guys, and I've seen them like totally destroy like one of my friend's houses. He even like messed up her son's Xbox and his room and everything. And I'm just like, what does her son have to do with it? Like, how are you gonna trash her house and mess up her son's stuff? Like
that was his competition. That's why he did that shit.
I don't know. These guys are literally like I'm especially after finding your channel among others, I'm literally just 100% done with them because being in a relationship with them, it's like it devalues your life so much. And there's so many things that you can do. Like basically that's how I feel. When I was doing my bakery, for example, I would have been able to have things like be more progressive if I wasn't taking my money and taking care of him as well. Because it's like all of my profits and stuff needs to go to my business and my bills. I can't be like taking care of you, buying you stuff, and you're literally contributing nothing, So totally, I'm just done with not even just that race of guys, but anybody who acts like that, no matter what their race is, no, I'm not being used.
Yeah, we don't do wiggers either. They are nothing but talcum powder covered dusties. That's all it is. Fuck him too. We don't need a Vanilla Ice, no John B. Listen, you got too much of that nigga in your brain, and if your dust mode activates, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to hurt you or call the cops once. So no wiggers, please.
Yeah, like you're a
Yeah.
product of the people you spend your time around the most. I feel like I'm not going to hang out with anyone who even remotely feels like I should be loyal to these guys when they have no one, they have no loyalty, and there's nothing to be loyal to, honestly. Like I can't respect them anymore.
If you're on the market for an STD or trying to, they're loyal to that now, and they'll blame you for it because you should have known. You ever hear those hoteps? Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Women, listen, put a condom on or go kill your fucking self. Okay, we're not doing this, y'all. I'm sorry. I just have zero tolerance for ash and dust because it seems so clear to me that they're not an option.
Mm-mm.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
definitely. I can't believe I
Mhm.
didn't see this before. Like, I really feel like I was brainwashed with the whole black love. Like, yeah,
We
Papoose was
all
there for
were.
Remy Ma, whatever. But he was getting benefits from that too. Like,
Yep.
obviously she has a name, so she's gonna come out and get some money. So I mean, I can't even give that credit. Like, seriously.
At all.
Hmm.
Girl,
You know what?
I'm
I want to. You know what happened last night?
what?
So I went out last night. I hadn't been out since like last year sometime, but I went out with a coworker of mine, and I had a good time. And it was like open mic night. If you wanted to get up there and do comedy and tell jokes, you can get up there. If you were an artist that made music, you could get up there.
Hmm.
And it was just nice. It was a hookah lounge. It was really nice and laid back, and the atmosphere was very nice and classy. But when they
Hmm.
started doing the open mic, you had like a Dusty get up there and promote
Ugh.
his mixtape, and then it was this cute ass white guy that was there, and I was like, oh, he's cute. And then maybe about 30 minutes later, he gets up on stage and start rapping. I'm like,
Oh fuck.
hell no. He's
God
like a white
damn it.
he's a white maker. I'm like, oh, And then he
Uh,
came like after he was off off the stage and was trying to talk to me. I'm like, no, babe, I can't do it because it's clear you hang around nothing but nakers.
I honestly think that so many black women they go for that type, and if a white guy is into black women, he'll start acting like that so he can get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the white man, if you listen out there, please don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Don't do that. You were raised better than that. Don't start acting like your name is MC Ren and NWA. I don't even know half these motherfuckers, but don't act like them, please. I definitely don't know the new ones. The baby, is that a new guy?
Oh, he's so effing ugly. I cannot stand him. I can't stand none of them. I can't stand looking at them,
And
listening
you
to
know
them
what's
talk
crazy?
or anything.
Is that he thinks he's cute. A
He
lot of
does.
black men think that
Oh
they're
my
handsome
God,
and
yes.
don't
They do.
understand it. They look like dirt
They
and they
do.
have bad hygiene. They don't know how to dress. They talk like they're children, even though they're in their 30s and their late 20s. And they're like, look at me, I'm so cute. I'm like, I have had better. What is wrong with you? They're delusional.
They are delusional as hell. Oh my gosh. That's what I tell black women. I'll be like, oh, black men is delusional. And then they look at me like I'm fucking delusional. No, they are delusional. They are unrealistic as hell about
The
Yes, think
baby
of
looks
everything.
like the baby looks like a PT Cruiser.
He does.
Honestly,
He ugly as hell.
his head is shaped like a car, and then when he turns his head to the side, it literally looks like one of those electrical mini cars, like a Prius type car. He's weird looking. I don't get it.
He ugly. The baby ugly. Little baby ugly. Little dirt ugly. All them littles. All them motherfuckers is ugly.
right, I'm not going there. That's nuts.
Mm-mm.
I think the majority of black men, because okay, there are some fine black men out there, but the thing is, their character makes them
Yes,
uglier than what they
It.
are. You
yes,
can,
Yes.
if they
yes.
close their mouth and you don't understand what's going on with him, you might think he's cute, but as soon as he open up his dick liquor, it's over. It's
Soon
over.
as.
Mm-mm.
It's like what the hell?
And they have such bad attitudes.
They
Yes.
do, and they're just
Yes.
mean. They mean too.
Yes.
Like literally. I had this one guy tell me the other day, like, I'm gonna tell the truth. I text a lot of guys. Sometimes I don't I know. I mean, I sometimes I can't keep track. They're just a number, right? So I'm texting this guy, and he's like, "Send me a picture," and I'm like, "Ugh, no." And he's like, "It's so hard to find black girls on there. Most of them are thick and not so smart." And I'm like, um, what? And I go back to see like who this was. I'm like, wait, this guy is black. Like I'm hearing this from a black guy, not even like another race saying, "Oh, black girls are not so smart." But for you to say that, and then for you to think I'm gonna continue to talk to you,
And you the
I was like,
dumbest motherfucker around.
Right. Y'all, this is off subject, but on subject. I told y'all my sister's a teacher. Here in Georgia, some of the schools are doing a hybrid schedule. You can either stay home and do a distance learning, or you can come on campus. Do you know the black boys that come on campus that had an option to stay home, skip class?
What?
Do you understand what I'm saying? You didn't even have to be here, nigga. You got out your bed so you could come and skip. I don't understand that culture, and I'm not going to try to. All I need y'all to do is get the hell away from them. They left their bedroom, the comfort of their home where they could have did their work on the computer, to go to school and skip.
That's what I'm saying. They're illogical. They don't do anything that is ever rooted in any logic or any sense. Everything they say and do is contradictory and fucking retarded.
They're used to being coddled. Like I said, it starts at home. I had someone in my inbox this morning that wanted to talk about the Harry situation, how he left his family because they didn't like his woman. If you go to a black guy and his family doesn't like you, that relationship is getting ready to be trash.
It is.
If his mother does not like you, you got to go. There is no winning that. You know, because his mama is his wife, really. So.
Yeah, because it's like an emotional incest thing going on. You know what? My ex-husband's mother, she had 3 boys, and and I think I had said it before. My ex-husband, he was a narcissist. I didn't realize it because I got married at 19, and I was married for 10 and a half years. And when I got married at 19, I don't know all the shit that I know now, of course, but when I think back to his mother, to their mother, she just felt like all of her sons were too good for every female they got, when really her sons were some narcissistic, sociopathic, bum ass bitches.
You get the jealousy too. You get what I'm saying? If he gets a girl, he runs her errands, okay? So if you take him from her, you're stealing her man. So you get that jealous girlfriend vibe off a lot of these moms, and it's nasty. It, like you said, it's incestuous to me. Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah, she would say crazy shit like, "Oh, I don't think you realize what you hold within your grasp with him." And I'd be like, "Now I'm older." I was like, "Bitch,
Ain't nobody got nothing. You don't have nothing, ma'am. He's not going to build you anything, and he shouldn't. You should have your own man to build something. You should be anxious for your sons to become men, and they're not. That's not part of black culture at all.
Yes,
she would lie. She would lie. She would lie for him. Him and his brothers today. She would lie for them and everything.
Yes, that's exactly how my ex's mother was, because he and his brothers, none of them like had their own place, their own, jobs. And they were like, one of them was like always stealing stuff. The other one, sleeping with this baby mama, going to that house. But yet his sisters, one of them got a 6-figure business and she's younger than him. And the other one like is doing her own thing. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why can't I see these positive examples of these guys, like these so-called good guys that are out there? Like, no, I see too many examples of the opposite, where the girls are the ones go getting their money and doing their thing, but yet the guys are like 30 plus and still like going baby mama house. Like, when are you at what point do you say, damn, I'm a man and I'm looking bad out here, like I'm living off of a woman? Like, how can you live off of, I don't know.
Well, the girls are going to be expected to wipe the elders' ass as they get older as well. They have to go out, get a degree, go do what they need to do, and the boys can stay home. Once you get in, I guess, your mid 30s to late 40s, it's going to be time for you to make your schedule around the elders in your family because they're not going to expect the boys to do anything.
No, they
Anything.
don't. And they never do anything wrong.
Y'all, please.
Yeah,
I got
it's
to listen
always
to
girl.
It's
Like,
always somebody else's fault, or that didn't listen to him or appreciate him or just anything. You can never do anything right. I don't know why.
y'all.
I don't know why
When
any black woman wants any of them. I
when
don't.
y'all let me make this announcement real quick. If y'all hear me get quiet, it's because I'm trying to figure out how not to get flagged. Because I want to say some shit. That's why I opened up that Patreon, but I have to word it so delicately because I know they listening to every word. They don't like what we're doing, ladies.
oh, I know that. I know that. Any black guy that has tried to talk to me that I like turned down or whatever, they're like, oh, I even had a black guy tell me that I date white guys for validation or something. I'm like, are you trying to diss me and say like I need outside validation? Like they literally try to sneak diss you anytime you make it known that you're not interested. They're like so obsessed and they do feel entitled to us. Like that's what I'm starting to realize. Like they really think we have to be with them. We have to accept them. Like, no. No.
Now I'm trying to change that shit. Welcome to
Oh
the
yeah.
panel, JD.
Good afternoon, beautiful people.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
I
Hi.
I just walked in from Target and I saw you guys were on. I also wanted to add to the conversation. Now you talked about mothers of these nigs being problematic, but the siblings can be too, the
Yes,
sisters. So
Mm-hmm.
I
yes.
wanted to share experience. I have a really good Facebook friend. We're always in each other's inbox, encouraging each other and checking on each other. And she's actually in Texas. And she is with a black man, but he's one of the unicorns. He's a decent one. He actually popped the question around the time of Valentine's Day, and her daughter is 13, so it was really cute because the daughter actually assisted with the ring and the process with setting everything up. And she said that everybody was excited about the prospect of them getting married except for the sisters.
Mm.
Mm.
She said all the sisters have been giving her like attitude and pushback and sucking their teeth and just being extra and acting a fool. I said, how's his mom? She said, oh, his mom is like pleased as punch. But she said it was the sisters. And it made me think about what y'all said about the emotional incest, because sometimes in these families, it's not just the mother, it's the aunts and the sisters too, where like he's like a surrogate husband of sorts,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
resent the fact that you got a man like that and they were not able to.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
drop
that
the
is
mic.
true. That's
And
true.
I know that black men are problematic, but I am sick of these fucking mammies. They
Mm-hmm.
They
make
the
my ass
handmaidens.
itch.
They're the handmaidens. They
I was
enable them.
Yeah, because did y'all hear the latest with I thought about you too, Divested Zealot, because there's been an update with the T.I. and Tiny thing. And
Oh
I remember
shit.
you
Oh,
had
I saw
what
so
it.
happened? What happened?
I'm not a fan of Lovely T.I. per se, because she can be mammy-ish too, because she got sons, she don't have no daughters. But I started listening before I left out for Target. I'm not finished listening. She did a video that was almost an hour. Their asses are guilty. The lawyer told him he was not taking the money. They basically want to give all the women that came for a plea deal, basically, and pay them off. And the lawyer, surprisingly so, is a black man. He was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And people are giving him a lot of pushback because nobody has any of the people's names. And he's like, I absolutely am not giving their names. He said, because everyone knows that T.I. has goons that regularly threaten people. And apparently, the way he was raping these women, because it's rape and sexual assault. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
He would offer them something to drink. It basically would be like a Sprite in a can, and then he was lacing it with Molly. And then these women were waking up, and their vaginas and their anuses were bloody. And
Oh
then one of my
shit.
friends told me that he
Oh,
actually was putting his foot in people's stuff.
what?
Yes, he's disgusting. I hope they all go down. Shekinah, Tiny and him.
And
I hope they
she knows
bury
some
them
shit
under the
too.
jail.
She knows shit why she was trying to act. She know a lot of shit. She been friends with
She's
them
a
in that
mammy, and
circle
so is
for years.
Shakana.
Mm-hmm.
They're mammies.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I had missed it. I had not heard the update on that. But,
Yeah, you ladies, when you get the chance, put in Lovely Ti. I think her name is Lovely Ti 2002, and put
mm-hmm.
in Ti and Tiny, and you'll get the latest update. The video is almost an hour. I think I only listened to the first 20 to 30 minutes, but it's really, really disgusting. And then my girlfriend I just talked to a little while ago, she said, "Oh, Janier, it's really bad." She was like, "It's to the point that like they said that the women are coming too, and like their orifices are bloody."
Mm, mm,
Golly.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
what bothers me is that degenerate mayor in Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms,
Oh
is
God, please,
she is
please.
running around Atlanta with these rappers, and I'm like, black women need to get it, y'all. Like something karmically is going on with the universe. Us being associated with these degenerates, we're gonna get caught in the crossfire.
Yep.
Something I have a feeling my gut is telling me that something is going to happen where she is going to be in the midst of this foolishness. She's going to be in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It sounds
She
like she
stay down in
already
there.
in the mix.
Hey,
Mhm,
Hi.
mhm.
So I wanted to add too, there was a YouTuber, and I'm very spiritual, and like the whole karmic thing, it just made me think of what you just said with the karma and black women getting mixed up with the karma that black men are going to have, because everything that you do comes back. Like, I mean, it just energy, and that's how that happens. And the way that most black men move is very negative. They create a lot of negativity with people around them. There's a lot of negative feelings that people have towards them. And so just by law of nature, things will come back because of that. And black women, because we attach ourselves, a lot of black women attach themselves so firmly to the image of black men. Um, by default, they will be having to deal with that karma as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if that mayor or governor of Atlanta, I don't remember what you said she was, a black woman, will have to
she's a mayor.
okay, she absolutely will deal with something if she is running around with the black males that
Y'all,
are there.
the day after she got elected, I shit you not, she was in court supporting her thugged out nephew that was being arraigned. They put the camera right in her face, and she's sitting there trying to, support him, make sure he doesn't get a lot of jail time.
What did
That
the
is,
nephew do?
I'm not sure. I'll make a post about it on Facebook, but he did some stupid shit where she had to use her clout to try to get him a shorter jail
Oh
sentence.
my God, that is so
Mhm.
embarrassing. I would have
It
disassociated
really
with that stuff
is.
immediately.
But what
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
is up with? I just don't understand the rescuing. So I'm a physician assistant, and I went to. I don't know if people are aware of what that is.
I
Not a
am.
medical assistant. So yeah, I see my own patients. I have my own, and I really try to become friends with other Black women who are in my field. But I've actually had to stop because there's so many of them are mammies. I mean, Black women surgeons. I know other physicians, other physician assistants, other nurse practitioners. They are all mammies, and they all deal with the same degenerate Black men. And it's like, you would think, because for me, I'm like, I'm so educated that I can't even relate to a thug anymore. I can't even, we don't have anything in common. I
I'm
cannot
scared
relate
of
to
him.
you. Yeah. And so it's like to see so many very educated Black women lower themselves every time to meet the Kangs or whatever. And it's like, why? Like, I went to a doctor's appointment yesterday, or an NP. I have a friend, I'm not going to her office anymore, but I have a friend, she's an NP. She has her own office, her own practice. Do you know that her husband she met him he was working at like a car wash or something like that. No education, barely graduated high school. She was telling me she has him working at the front desk as her like office. He basically answers the phone at her office.
Mm.
Do you know that he could barely even like he was having issues navigating the computer. He was writing. You could tell that this person was mentally like slow. Like he was having issues just even checking me in. I was sitting there like for like 30 minutes just waiting for him to check me in because he didn't know how to work the computer. She had to keep leaving her patient to come help him operate the computer. It's like, is this what we want as Black? It's just like, is it that serious for us to have a king?
I'm just so sick of seeing it. So I've been distancing myself from a lot of Black women, even though they're educated. So I'm like, I just can't be around the foolery, because for some reason we can't disconnect from these degenerate Black men that are just like losers. He's a loser. And it's like, why do you even want someone like that? Like, I mean, my boyfriend is an Asian. He is an anesthesiologist, or he's in residency to become an anesthesiologist. And, you know, I have Black people, even Black men, who will come in my DM like, oh, you're with an Asian, you know, just stupid shit like that. And it's like,
Yeah, I'm with an
None of
Asian.
they
What the fuck you
business.
mean?
None of they business.
right. And well, even, and, you know, it's funny, even Black men that are with non-Black women will do it. And because I live in Arizona, even Black men that are with non-Black women will come and say stuff to me like, oh, you're, and it's like they like that ownership thing, that feeling like they own Black women even when they're not. It's like it needs to be cut off. And I will curse them out in a minute. Do not come to me saying anything about what I'm doing, who I'm dating, nothing, because you don't own me and I don't owe you an explanation for anything. Like,
If
I don't
anybody
understand.
else,
Oh my
if
God.
anybody out there works in the medical field, you know, if you work with a bunch of women, they're at work without their car because their Dusty dropped them off so they can keep the car off. That's a fact.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, it's crazy how a lot of Black women will sacrifice things for these like no good. And like I said, even the super educated ones are still mammies. I actually have found that the more educated, it seems that the more mammies are in the educate. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, I'm like, I it's gotten to the point where I don't even have really Black female friends around me, because, and it's not because I don't want to, it's just because I can't get down with the mammyism. It's like there's always some no good nigger lurking in the background, and it's like every time we would hang out, I would have to hear stories about, oh, so and so did this, and I found out he had another baby, and it's like I don't want to hear that, because I don't deal with that
No.
when I'm not to be mean, but when I'm with my non-Black female friends, and I don't hear those type of stories because they don't deal with shit like that. It's only us.
Sunshine
That's why I don't
Jazz,
have very many friends that are
Sunshine
Black women.
Jazz, welcome to the panel. Sorry.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
ladies a question?
Sure.
All the ladies on the panel and in the chat, because I want to know if I'm the only one who does this. When it comes out that I do not date or interact with Black males or anything, or when they try to talk to me, because you know they automatically assume that you want them or that they
Right.
have a chance with
Yep.
you. I be mean to them on purpose. Do y'all do that too if y'all end up in a situation like that? Or do you just, you know, because, you know, you have to be careful with them, because, you know, if you try to nicely reject them anyway, they still see it as an attack and they might try to attack your ass too.
Right.
But I carry and I always keep my girl with me on my hip, so I don't really be scared. But do
Right.
y'all go out of y'all way to say anything, or do you just kind of keep it to yourself that you don't want them? Like I be mean.
I definitely project an energy where I feel like they can feel that I don't fuck with them. So I have a lot of, I'm sorry, I don't mean to even dominate the conversation. I'll let does someone else want to say something before, because I know I just kind of jumped in.
Oh, I was
Every
gonna
black
say,
every Black man that's ever tried to talk to me thinks I'm a lesbian. That's the only way.
mm,
It's like, yeah, I absolutely love the women. There's nothing you can do for me. No offense, but
Right.
keep it moving, babe. Or I'm gonna call the cops. You know I'll call the cops. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I was
yeah,
going to say, so I'm in my practice, I have, you know, sometimes I have to see, you know, Black males, and that's fine, whatever, you know, like I don't hate them. I just don't, you know, I love my dad to death. You know, he's still with my mom, whatever. My dad is like one of the unicorn Black men, but he still had his issues too. But what I was going to say is that I'll have Black men who will come into the office and they're so used to Black women, you know, and these are Black men that are just whatever, like they work at like a bar or just something stupid. So anyway, and they're grown. So they'll come in and they'll try to like flirt with me or whatever, you know, like try to like whatever. And I keep it very professional. I treat them the same way that I do whatever. And, you know, I don't talk to them in a certain way. I'm just very like, I'm very professional. I don't laugh about certain things. You know, I'm like, whatever. I'm very high and by where, you know, my job is my job. And you can tell how they like their whole mannerism. Once they see that I'm not doing that with them, their whole mannerism will change. And they'll have like an attitude. They'll get like an attitude with me, even as their provider. They'll get like an attitude or whatever. Or I've had one Black male, and it's so funny because the people that have been the most problematic to me, because you know how people will always say like, oh, Black women and Black people have an issue navigating the medical field or whatever, and like, you know, climbing up the social ladder, whatever. The people that have been most problematic to me, even during my rotations, were Black men. I had a Black male actually report me to a hospital when I was doing one of my clinical rotations. saying that I was like, I had an attitude or something like that. He didn't like my mannerisms to him or something. And I had done nothing to him. Like, I didn't do anything besides, I guess I didn't like go into that mammy, like, whatever, like,
You
oh,
see
help
how
a brother
quick?
out.
You see how quick he went to the white man on you?
Right.
We're
And
saying that.
he
He
Wow.
didn't,
didn't say
I graduated late because of that black man. And so whenever I get a black male patient, I always like almost don't want to take them because I'm like, I know if I don't have that, what they're used to black women doing for them, if I don't have that, like, you know, whatever, they're going to be upset. And that's why I just don't even, because they're so used to black women. I'm like, no, you're not on my level. We're not gonna, I don't, just because you're black doesn't mean anything to me. We don't have anything in common. We just don't have anything in common. I'm not going to lower
Wow.
myself like that. But I've had issues with, even I had a black male patient the other day, and you could tell that he was just, when he realized that I wasn't on that type of wavelength of what he's used to a black woman being, he was just like tensed up and like had an attitude the rest of the encounter, like acted like, I'm like, okay, like, you know, it just stuff like that. Like, so I mean, I don't purposely try to be mean to them, but I do give off an energy like that. I'm not the same as what you probably think I am.
Welcome to the panel, Zatanya.
Hi, thank you. On something I have to say about this topic exactly is that
Mm-hmm.
I learned from this channel and other channels about divestment not to give them eye contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, I'm really light skinned too, so they act like dogs. They literally act like dogs when they come on to me. And it can be scary. So I'm learning how to, I mean, I can't do it that much because of the pandemic. I'm usually at home. But when I am out and I'm like about to cross paths with one, I make sure to look straight ahead or look
That's the
down.
safest
Yeah, I
thing.
do the same thing. I don't make eye contact with them or anything.
That's
Yeah.
the safest thing to do.
And why do
You
they act
know.
like, you notice that no other race of man does that? Like, they're the only race that acts like dogs. Like, will run across the street to grab your arm. I had a black male. I was in a mall, and it was in like a majority white mall. I mean, I live in Arizona anyway. This black man went out of his way to run across the thing. I was going to Victoria's Secret and grab my arm, like manhandle me. I'm like, you don't ever see any other fucking race of man do that type of barbaric, animalistic. You don't know me from a can of paint. To grab my arm, like stuff like that, I'm like, I just cannot. Like,
They
They
don't
They
literally,
understand
act like
boundaries.
wild ass
I be
animals.
I be wanting to go
like an
because they
animal.
I be wanting to go, oh, you want my number? And I want to write it down on a piece of paper and say, go fetch. And then I run in the opposite direction because you can't get them off away from you. It has been scary. And like one time it happened to me, it was a Sunday morning at a gas station. I was wearing sweatpants, a sweatshirt. I was about to get my hair done, so I was wearing a hat. And these niggas, you would have thought it was a Saturday night at a club, the way they were acting. It was scary.
So
Yeah, they do
I,
act like wild
That's the
animals.
thing.
Yeah, it's like an animal. It's like, do y'all not see that nobody else does this? Like, no other race of man does shit like that.
it's not an act. They are animals. They are
Yeah.
animals, tried and true. If you had a check sheet of what animals do, I guarantee you they check off 9 out of 10 of them. The only other thing that animals don't do that black men do is go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl, you know, have you guys seen that video? I think it was like last year sometime where it was online and it was like, you know how videos start circulating and, you know, we all end up seeing them. Did you guys ever see that one video where it was like the skinny kind of brown skin girl? She was at the gas station and then it was like, I swear I bullshit you not, like 8 or 9 nakers like surrounding her, hounding her.
Yeah,
She was
she was
trying to
wearing a
Mm-hmm.
walk
black
in.
dress. Yeah,
And I seen
Mm-hmm.
that shit and it made me so fucking disgusted and scared because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they really act like that. They do that. And then, you know, you had dumbass nakers. Oh, but she had a smile on her face. So she liked it. No, that's called she was fucking nervous. That was a nervous smile because she didn't know what to do. She know that
hmm
she was overwhelmed.
Yes, because they said she was laughing, and I'm like, no, that was nervous laughter.
That's a
She was
nervous laughter.
terrified.
Uh-huh.
She was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they would even act like it's not obvious that she was laughing because she was nervous is gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
we're all humans. We all know what emotions look like. We all know what a genuine laugh looks like. And they're gonna say, "Oh, she was laughing, so she was cool." Like, no, bitch. You know she was uncomfortable. They'll throw anything at the wall to see what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
they don't even care that your body language is not even receptive to them. Like most men
Yeah.
of other races, like when they feel you out, they're like, well, she doesn't look like she wants to be bothered, or she looks like she's in a
Mm-hmm.
rush, or she looks like she's in her own world. I'm gonna leave her alone. Like you could be in your own world, happy, minding your business, and here they come.
Yes.
Like they don't even care that like your energy says leave me alone or I don't want to be bothered. Like
I,
they want
I,
to disrupt your peace and insert themselves in your space.
Because they feel like you owe them attention. That they
Fact.
Mhm.
feel like that.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
was hit on by this maker. Oh, I don't know what y'all call him on this channel, but I was hit on by this black guy when I was at work. I was at a grocery store behind a deli counter, and he was standing next to. It looked like he was standing next to his mom, and I'm like, "Hi, sir, how can I help you?" And he was like, "I want two of you," and he's like looking me up and down and licking his lips and shit.
How
And his
cute.
mom,
Ew.
yeah,
Ew.
mind you, I'm like 19, and I've always looked a lot younger than what I am. Like to this day, people be like, "Oh, are you in college?" And I'm like, "Nigga, I'm almost 30." So I already look like a teenager. And he's like, "I want two of you." And he's doing this whole act. And his mom is laughing like it's cute. And I reacted without even thinking. I was like, "Ew." And everybody's like, "Oh shit, she just said ew." And he was so offended. I was like really lucky that he was on the other side of the counter and there were a lot of people around. Because if I reacted that way in like an enclosed, I don't know, setting, it probably would have got dangerous. And I couldn't help but to say ill and leave it at ill. Like, ugh. And his
Let me
mom thought it was cute.
They
let
literally,
me
they
tell
literally
y'all what
don't
happened to
care.
me the other day. Like it was like 2 days after that lady got bit in the eye in Harlem, New York. And I was like watching a
Mm.
video on it. And I had to go to the supermarket real quick. So I'm like, let me pause the video. I go to the supermarket. This guy comes up to me and he's like trying to talk to me and stuff. And I'm obviously like giving him hints, like I'm trying to keep going, like I'm trying to get to the supermarket. And he's like, oh, like what you're getting, and keep trying to talk to me. So I'm just like trying to be like cordial, but also show him I'm not interested. So finally, I get rid of him like in the supermarket. I felt like safer in the supermarket to get rid of him. So finally, he leaves. And on my way back, tell me why like an older black man comes up to me and he's like, that guy was crazy, right? Like I saw him following you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, that guy that was following you. And I'm like, so you saw that the whole time and you didn't even like do or say anything? Like, what's the point of telling me now? Like, it's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
They have
That
never.
almost reminds me.
Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That almost reminds me. This was years ago. Because I live in Washington Heights now, but it was when I lived in Harlem. Because I live in New York City. Her story is kind of similar to mine, but the outcome was a little different. I was walking. People that live like near 145th Street know at the going towards the bottom of the hill. There's like a grocery store. It used to be called Pathmark. I think it's a food town now. I was walking down the hill, and this was an African guy, and I always know when men are trying to talk to me, but I ignore them. He was trying to get my attention, but I wouldn't acknowledge his existence. So I kept going down the hill. And then I got to the corner and I was about to cross the street and I looked near me and this fool is to my side. So I bought some, can he talk to me? And I tell him I'm not interested and I keep going and I go in the grocery store because I need to pick up a few items. I'm in the produce section. I turn around. This motherfucker is next to me in the produce section. I'm like,
Oh,
didn't I just fucking tell you that was not interested? And my body language bristled. And the security guard saw me. And then the guy, like, he quickly left the store. And he was like, wait a minute. He was like, what just happened? And I was like, listen, I'm creeped out. This guy followed me from all the way, like, because the guy, when he was trying to talk to me, when I was trying to cross over from the light, he admitted that he had followed me from several blocks from up the hill. I was like, listen,
man.
I'm scared to leave the store. I said, this fool could be outside waiting for me. And the security guard was like, your body language shifted. And I heard you raise your voice. And then I saw him fly out of the store. He said, I tell you what, he said, I can't walk you all the way back up the hill. He said, like, I'll walk you to a certain point. And then he said, I'm sorry, you'll have to be on your own. Cause he was like, I can't really leave my post like that. I said, okay, fine. So when he's walking me back up the hill, this was a black guy. He's like, that made me nervous. It kind of triggered me. He said, because, my sister was murdered because of a domestic violence situation. And he was like, you know, you just look regular coming in the store. And he's like, all I know is that like I looked and like there was an exchange and I could tell from your body language something was up. And then before I could address the issue, the guy was flying out of the store. I said, yeah. I said, he made me really uncomfortable. I said, he followed me for several blocks. And he's like, you know, I'm really sorry that happened. He's like, listen, just be careful. I was like, okay. And then I went about my way. But like, they're fucking creeps.
I always wonder, who does that work on? And I now
Mammy.
know.
It
Yeah.
works on mammies.
Well,
They think
I had
it's
a
cute.
Well, I had a Nigerian guy tell me, I'm sorry for cutting y'all off. I had a Nigerian guy tell me he had a bad habit of doing that. He said that he had been always taught, and this is why I think Black men think this, and a lot of men think this, you know, men don't like to be told no. And for a lot of women, if you keep badgering and harassing them, it'll wear them down and they'll say, well, I'll just say yes, so he'll leave me alone.
Fuck
And
that.
so in their yeah, that's not in my world, but like, they say that like if they keep bothering a woman, why would you even want to be bothered with a woman that's like that?
That
like
turns me off so
Yeah.
bad. I understand what they're saying because I've been at that point. I remember it was this boy who kept letting me know that he liked me. This was high school. And I'm like, no, nigga, you got big teeth, big lips, big nose. Nah, fuck that. And people was like, oh, well, you gonna be single forever. I'm like, I guess so. And then one time he was trying to get me to go into the staircase. And I'm like, I know if I go in the staircase with him, I know he gonna kiss me. I know it. And I understand. I understand women getting worn down and saying, just giving in. But I couldn't do it. I could not bring myself to give in just to get him to leave me alone. Because I didn't want to kiss him. Like, yeah.
Y'all program the number to the police station and tell them that's your number if he's being that damn insistent. Yeah, that's the police station. I love the police. Shout out back to Blue, y'all.
Yeah. Start giving men Google Voice numbers.
Officer. I just got a new
Yeah, Google Voice is great too. Like I'm telling a lot of younger women, get you a Google Voice number because you can delete those numbers. Get you a couple fake phone numbers to get these fools if you feel that you're backed in a corner and you can't get away and they're badgering you about your number. They won't ever know that that's not you, and then you can delete it as soon as you get away.
Yeah, I have a Google Voice number.
I'm trying to figure out why you even trying to get a girl if you have nothing to offer her. Like, okay, once
It's
you
always
get her,
been like
Don't
that.
you know they have dick?
Penis is an offering to them.
Dick makes up for everything that they don't have.
So when they're in their 40s and that shit don't get up no more,
right?
Then they get real violent. Ooh, they get violent because you're not supposed to insult their manhood like that. Okay.
I remember I used to work with a lot of low IQ, low class people. And this one girl, she told me, she was like, when I first met my baby daddy, he looked at me and he was like, you gonna have my baby. And I was like, what the fuck?
Ew.
And she was like, she was slow. I'm not even kidding. She was fucking slow. And she had his baby.
Y'all, that's sad. That's real sad. God damn. See, now I want to go back in time and fuck him up. Really?
I'm like, the fact that I'm like, people say these things. You gonna have not a hi, not a what's your name. You gonna have my baby.
Well, you know, a lot of them. Well, you know, a lot of them. They like to stick their unwrapped dinglings and women that are developmentally delayed and mentally ill, and get them pregnant with a lot of babies and ditch them just like they do regular women. They love to do that because when my mom was a social worker before she retired, she would tell me that what happened quite a bit. It'd be a woman, she'd have Downs or really low IQ, and she got all these different kids by different men. You know, you got to be a special type of scumbag to be screwing somebody that's developmentally delayed just to get some vaginal access. You are a degenerate of mass proportions.
Well, you know, because they do that because then, you know, they know the woman is too damn slow to catch on to their bullshit. So, you know, it's all the mind fuck. They can fuck with her mind because she has a mind of a child. He don't have to.
I'm saying though, where is your social skills though? Like, why do you have to do all the manipulating and all this extra stuff? Like, it's sickening to me.
It's gross.
You should be able to talk to a woman and treat a woman like with respect and everything without feeling like she owes you something, or that's the way. Like,
They
no.
don't know what that is, y'all. Y'all expecting them to act human. They are animals. They don't know what that is. If you expecting human behavior from a goddamn Dusty, then we got to go all the way back to square one. And it's divestment 101. Leave them alone, because you're not going to get what you're looking for out of them. They'll confuse you literally because you tell them no, and they looking at you like, what do you mean no? I'm black. You're black. You're a black woman. Black women coddle black men. So, bitch, give me your number type shit.
I called into this another YouTube show like a few days ago, and the topic of the show was, "Is society too hard on black men?" And there were like, it was mostly girls on the panel, and there were two black guys, and the things they were saying was pissing me off so bad I had to call in. And I'm like, y'all, I thought this channel was gonna have some decent black men, because it's a channel by a decent black guy. He's Jamaican. He's really intelligent. He's a lawyer. And he'd be going in. He does not hold back. He is not biased. And the guy at the end of the show, the ladies were basically telling the guys that we need the good black men to step up. And I wish what I had said was that y'all act like y'all talking to two good black men. The black men on this panel are no different than the black men. Like, they a little bit better than the Dusties and whatnot. But I just felt like they was asking these men to step up as good black men, but they couldn't, because that's not what they are. Like, the bar is so low that when you don't have like multiple baby mamas and a record, that all of a sudden you're a good black man. I don't even remember what I said.
There's no such thing. All it takes is the perfect circumstance, and that good black man is going to turn into a ball of fucking dust instantly. Just add water.
They're actually worse than the Pookies and Ray Rays, in my opinion, because with Pookie and Ray Ray, what you see is what you get. The ones that wear suits and have PhDs and law degrees, I think they're far more dangerous.
They're the biggest manipulators too, because they know they're trying to keep up with that quote unquote good guy image too. But really up under that, they are the biggest sociopaths and master manipulators.
I agree.
They wanted to be coddled. Like, at one point, a woman asked the guy to clarify himself, and he was like, "Wow, I was attacked immediately." And I was like, "No, you weren't attacked. You weren't attacked. She was just asking you to make yourself clear." Like,
I want y'all to know, I see y'all in the background. It's just the chairs are full.
Well, okay. There was just one more thing there was one thing I really wanted to add. Earlier when y'all were talking about the moms, I dated a guy with a mammy for a mom, and I think she want to fuck him.
Oh shit!
Like, she used to make comments about how he had a big dick like his dad.
Not her son.
Yes. And he was so damaged by her. Like, he couldn't bring himself to set healthy boundaries. And one day she said when he was a baby, she wanted to kiss him on the penis, but she did. She was like, but I didn't, because I know people would call me a pedophile. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, you don't.
Yeah, bitch, you a pedophile.
That is retarded.
Her story was that she was molested growing up, and she grew in a like retardedly religious household. Like, her mom died because she prayed over appendicitis. So just retardedly religious. And she just grew up, she would like, I'm agnostic. And she'd be like, man, if I didn't believe in God, I would be a hoe. I'm like, you already are a hoe. What are you talking about? And
I believe she did it, because if she had the balls to say that kind of shit to somebody, I think she did it.
Yeah, and I like part of the reason me and her son broke up is I was like, babe, if we have kids, your mom is not gonna watch the kids alone. And he wasn't on the same page with me. He could not set healthy boundaries. And now that him and I aren't together anymore, I'm like, he better really watch the fuck out. I really think his mom wants to fuck him. And
God, that is disgusting.
I joke about that, and my family be like, stop saying that. I'm like, no, she said it first. She opened those floodgates. And one time she said something else to him, and it made him uncomfortable, and he snapped. He snapped on her, and I was trying to like mediate the situation. I was like, it's just that sometimes you say things and it makes us really uncomfortable. And she's like what? I was like, well, you said that he had a big dick like his dad. And even her sister was like, oh my God, like that's too much. And she just denied, to this day, she denies that she ever said it. But me and him were like, no, we heard you say it multiple times. And yeah, these mammies, I think they be wanting to fuck their sons.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So That's my contribution. So I'm happy I got to share that.
Damn,
You
I
ladies
appreciate you sharing.
you ladies have a nice day. Bye.
You too, baby cakes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
Okay, you guys, I have another question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just like to hear everybody's other people's opinion on shit, especially when I found people that share my same thought process. Because I never knew it was other women that were like me that share my same thought process. So I just be so excited that I found you guys. That's all. But my question is to go back to the topic of the show for the single ladies. Like, how do you guys feel when you hear other Black women trying to basically insult you with or Black men too, or just people period, when they try to insult you with the oh, that's why she ain't got no man, and you can't listen to her, she can't give you no advice because she not even married or she not even in a relationship. Like, how do you guys deal with those type of like
People that tell me I don't have a man literally don't know me. I've been having a man since I was 18 years old. God damn it, what the hell are you talking about? But when they try that shit, you get what I'm saying? It's like, why are you telling me I'm awesome? That means I'm doing good by myself, baby. I don't y'all sit around and complain about these men all day long, and now it's a problem because I don't have one of the things that you're complaining about. Bitch, please miss me.
mm-hmm.
Right. For me, I don't even care nothing about that because I know if I wanted one, I could have one. But like you said in the beginning of this, I'd rather wait until I have exactly what I want than to be settling. And I'm also want to say I'm so grateful to have like you guys as well, because I didn't feel like there were other Black women like that really thought this way, at least that many, because like the friends I had, like they had Black baby fathers or boyfriends or whatever, and they're like strictly dating Black guys, you know? And it's like, I'm not trying to be like in the boats that they're in, especially like those circumstances. So I'm glad that I know now and I didn't have to wait like till I've already like spent a lifetime with these dudes. Seriously.
I came into the world alone and I'm going to leave out alone. And I've spent
Facts.
most of my dating life alone. So I would rather be by myself at peace and content than dealing with mediocre ass men and having them stress me out and prematurely age. I look amazing naked for the age of 44. And I'm going to stay that way. I'm child free, sucker free, adequately hydrated, eating my fruits and veggies and minding my business. I don't pay these people no mind.
That's right. Welcome to the show, Taka Taka.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Good afternoon. I'm gonna be quick because I don't want to like take up too much time, but like legit, this is exactly like the perfect time for this podcast. I woke up this morning, living my best life, you know, and I had 2 text messages from 2 different women. I know them from different capacities in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one text message was like, "You are so beautiful." I posted a picture the other day. They're like, "You're so beautiful. Why aren't you with a man?" And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm with like 2 right now. You just don't see that because I don't post it." And then I got another a meme, and the meme was like, "Oh, you're trash if you don't have at least one baby daddy, and you're 32." And I'm like, this is why I don't take advice from niggers in the community, whether you're a woman or a man. This is why I don't take advice from any of y'all. You know, you equate my worth to my vagina. That's all you equate my worth to. I could be a millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire. I could have like ended global poverty and fucking, you know, got all these, you know, people out of child sex trafficking. But if I don't have at least one goddamn bastard, I'm not good enough. And I'm like, I hate all of you people. And I text both of them. I was like, I hate you. And when I text them back, I put NIGG capital ER. So you can understand it's a hard ER when I tell you, I hate you niggers. Because you guys are so
Oh my
fucking ignorant.
God.
No, like,
Girl, you gotta
tell
take
them,
the hard R to the Patreon. The hard R is gonna go down over there.
shit. Like the stuff just aggravates the soul out of me. Like, you see something, and the only thing that you ask me about is basically what that pussy do. That's basically what you both asked me that.
That's all they know, though.
Oh my God,
That's all
yes.
they know. That is
Like,
literally all they know. They don't build anything. They don't create anything. They have no GDP. at all because it all comes from black women. They don't raise their children. They don't know anything else. That's all they can tell you. That's all they know.
Like a few years ago when I was still dating these individuals, I met one of them, and he literally, on the first time meeting him, he was like, let's go half on a baby. And I'm like,
The fuck?
dude, like, first of all, I'm a teenager. Like, that's number one. Two, we just met, and it's like you're trying to start a whole nother life. Like, what are you, like, they literally are just crazy. And like this white guy who I was dating when I was younger, he was going to the military. He wanted to marry me and get me all this other stuff. So I'm like, when you really weigh out, of course, I know they're not all this way, but I'm just saying, when I weigh out my experiences, I'm definitely not staying in Blackistan. Like that's totally out. Like totally out. I don't care. Like my mom is totally on board with like how I date and stuff. But if she wasn't, I don't even care. I would just be like, look, like this is my husband and I'm not going back. I'm sorry. But she definitely understands where I'm coming from because we had long discussions about this.
That's fortunate that she understands. A lot of ladies, their family don't understand. A lot of them follow my page from a dummy account because they can't like it, and then their family sees it, and then it's a whole big ass problem. But once y'all turn into G status, like some of us that have been divested for decades, it's like, yes, I feel that way about you and your brother and everybody that looks like you. So what now? Stand 10 toes down on it. You know what I mean?
It's legitimate. We have a reason to feel that way, though. It's not like we woke up one day and was like, the life that we live is like bubblegum candy and gum drops. It wasn't like we grew up to like have a disdain or apprehension for no reason. It's legitimate. You're gaslighting us to say that our feelings are invalid. You're basically lying to yourselves and everybody else to say that our feelings are invalid for not wanting to stay in a toxic environment.
But they feel like you shouldn't get tired. They feel like you shouldn't get tired or that over time after you keep seeing, or experiencing the bad treatment and the disrespect and being preyed on, and they just feel like that you should just never give up. I've had women that I've gotten into it with, and they be like, "Oh, well, you just can't give up on a black man. You just can't give up." Like, why not? You sound retarded. Like their expectations of you are just so fucking unrealistic. Like,
I want them to come say that shit to my face. I want them to come say that to my face. I've been over here since January, and not one fucking mammy has clicked that link. Now I'm holding baptisms. Whenever you need one, just click the link, and I will baptize the shit out of you. You're gonna be divested before dinner time.
And what's scary to me, the ones that keep telling you to give things a chance, they usually have been treated the worst.
Yes.
Like they would have been repeatedly raped and molested and beat up by, and it's like, I'm looking at them like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
With everything you've never been able to trust one in your whole entire life, and you're now in your 30s and 40s, and you're still talking about someday, and you're gonna hope, and you're not gonna give up. Like, that sounds like Stockholm syndrome to me. I'm sorry.
I got my grandmother about that. She's 74. She's like, "Oh, well, I know. I ain't just gonna say it ain't no good black men out there." Why wouldn't you say that if you haven't seen it in your fucking 74, girl? You sound
girl, like that train is.
That ship sail, boo boo.
Like, I'm not a philosopher, but I'm a fucking philosopher. And I really think it's Stockholm syndrome. It's culturally like embedded within us. It's like you want to get your ass beat and you want it more. You thrive for that. As long as a man pays attention to you, whether it's positive attention or negative attention or goddamn put you in a motherfucking ER, you want that attention. You want it so bad. It's like you look around and you see these little kids and these little girls. I had to tell my niece, if a motherfucker pushes you on the playground, you fucking stomp his little bitch ass out. And then you call me and I'll beat his mama's ass. No, boys don't like you when they hit on you. That's abuse, baby. Do not allow that. And then when I told it to my cousins, oh, I never thought about it. I was like, yeah, none of us ever think about that shit until you get your ass beat. And then you hear these songs by Eminem, no shade, because I like that song, Love the Way You Lie, right? I like it, whatever shit, you know. But you hear these songs and you in your mind, you think, oh my God, he loves me because he hits me, because that's how he expresses his love, because men are physical and men express their emotions physically. So he has to love you. It's Stockholm syndrome, like legitimately, it is.
And I got to say something about back to the like topic of the video, like you're not in a relationship or whatever. Like these relationships really be getting on my nerve. Like when they be like, "Oh, that's my wifey, that's my hubby." Like y'all not married. Y'all not married. Like I was talking to this black guy before, and he was talking about. Oh God, I'm done with them. He was talking about how he had like 2 kids, and like basically, I asked like, "Were you married to your like ex who you had a child with?" Because I like to know like, were you married to him? And he's like, "Oh, common law," and he tried to laugh, and I'm like, no. He's like, "Oh, basically, I didn't marry her because I didn't feel like I loved her as much as I did in the beginning." So why were you still there? Like, Dusty, the fact that you even said common law, like you thought that because you guys were living together for that amount of time or whatever, you're somehow her husband. Like, no, you didn't give her a ring. You're not actually married. Like, it's the whole mindset is dusty. Like, you're broke and you're still scared of marriage. Like, what do you have to lose? What do you have to
Real
lose?
quick, look at the banner. Doodle G says, "What about black men? Can they call in?" Just asking. Please don't come for me. I'm not gonna come for you, but I'm finna come for that whole idea though. I would just like to hear what they have to say. I could tell you what they've said, and they're still saying it to this day, and they've been saying it for years. They don't like you. They think your pussy smells bad. They think that you're worth $5. They think that you're all single mothers, even though that they created them. They're not going to build anything. You're not worth protecting. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of how they feel. I'm telling you what they're saying. Real talk. That's exactly what they're saying.
Don't forget that we have bad attitudes.
Oh, yeah. Horrible attitudes.
And that we don't cook and clean, and we don't know how to be submissive.
Man,
I
no,
can't
suck
front.
my whole
Submissive
dick,
to
yo.
what though? Like, we can't be submissive to a man who is not even a leader. How am I going to respect you? I'm paying the bills, I'm working, and you're sitting at home playing PS4, or you're freaking hanging out with your friends, or bringing in whatever. Like, child, I can't respect and submit to something that is not respectable. And
Well,
it's
you're
like a
not
lot
supposed to
of
be
the
submitting to it anyway unless it's a ring on your finger. The Bible says that and I'm not even religious, the Bible says that the woman is supposed to submit to her husband and the man is supposed to submit to God, and that a man who doesn't take care of his family is worse than an infidel. So, like, these men want husband treatments, and they're a basic ass nig walking down the street, and you supposed to bow down to them. That's where the issue lies. They don't even value family and marriage, but they want somebody. No, I'm gonna submit to my landlord and paying these bills and my boss. That's what I'm gonna do, and you can keep it moving.
And they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to be responsible. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know how to do anything, but then they want everything from you. It's like you literally make no damn
But they
sense.
do know how to do stuff. They know how to give people out of wedlock children and STIs and keep you in a perpetual state of poverty. That's
Yeah, they're
doing
the
stuff.
masters at that. They are
They're
masters at that shit.
masterful. Masterful. They could teach a master class on that.
Yo, my uncle, y'all just brought it up because my uncle should be the teacher because he has like a bunch of kids, and I swear, like if he, as soon as him and the baby mother stops, their relationship or whatever, bam, he's gone, never to see his kid again. Like, it's like we can't even get relationships with his children because it's like we don't know how long we'll have it. We don't know if we're gonna see them again. It's like they're in and they're out. He's like hokey pokey with his kids. It's like he's in on the birthday, out every other day. On Christmas, he wants to take pictures. And he's like only going from woman to woman instead of trying to like build a family. Like y'all said, there's no foundation that they're trying to build.
Well, that's
Older
what they do.
Southern
They jump
people.
from woman to woman and vagina to vagina and household to household. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
That's why
Older.
most of them never have their own places or never had a place in their name or anything.
Yeah, older Southern people will tell you. I heard this a lot as a child, and I didn't understand it until I became an adult. Older Southern people will tell you that a man and how he cares for his children is always predicated upon how he feels about the mother.
True story.
And I didn't understand that as an adult. And what they should have also added to that is that that attitude is also subject to change. I think one of the things women are going to have to learn about the shadow side of men is that men are very fickle creatures. And even if in the beginning they start doing right by you and your child, just like the wind blowing, they could change and do a complete 180. And I don't think that's something that women are willing to face, which is why I would tell women, you know, you don't have any more children than you can envision taking care of by yourself. And if there were a fire, theoretically, how many could you take out at a time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think a lot of us don't want to hear that. We want to think, you know, I love him, he loved me, or I'm gonna pop out these kids and he gonna do right. And you know, we keep being spoon fed the fairy tale nonsense. Because even the good ones of any race act a fool. Women will tell you of other races. You have to strategically move so that if they act a fool, you can leave out with the clothes on your back and snatch them children up and get to safety. You have to always be prepared for that, for just in case. Regardless of their race.
Thank you for so much for your time, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go because I think there's somebody else in the waiting room. JD, I love your voice. Y'all stay woke, stay safe, stay sanitized, and stay COVID free. Peace, y'all.
You too. Take care.
All right, welcome to the panel. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can y'all
I was
hear
just
me?
gonna say,
Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody else wanted to talk? I've been
I'll be
sitting
quick.
here.
I was just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say that I really want to personally thank you, Divested Zealot, for doing what you can to pick whoever's ready to come out of the gutter, because I feel like you definitely I wasn't even dating them, but because of your channel, I definitely 100% sure. You know what I mean? Like before, I was kind of like maybe the educated ones, maybe no. Now it's like no. At this point, it's like I don't. I'm not gonna be a victim. I'm
I
not gonna be
feel you.
nobody's victim.
These
No,
niggas
I
can have a
rather
postdoctorate and they ass is trash.
and arrogant too, because of it. They feel like they're a unicorn. Like I'm the one black man in my family who graduated, so I deserve, X, Y, and Z. It's like you did what you were supposed to do. You want a cookie? You have your own house, your own car. They swear that's something. Like, okay, you're
They don't
A
upset.
want
lot
a
of them
cookie.
don't. A lot of them don't own a car. Never, don't even have a driver's license. That's why, and they
That's
know
why.
that.
Ugh,
They don't want a
that's
cookie. They want a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Weren't they killing over that shit?
yeah.
They don't want no cookies. They want a Popeye's chicken sandwich and some coochie. Y'all leave these niggas alone.
Stop
I'm silly.
talking
Go
to
ahead.
them and interacting with. I be telling people, stop talking to black men. I quit talking to them and interacting with them 4 years ago. The only black
Good.
man I talk to is my son. I got a 20-year-old son, my uncle, and my brother. Them the only ones I interact. Other than that, I don't talk to black men. I don't let them into my personal life. I don't give them my phone number. I just don't interact with them. And when I tell
Good.
women, when I tell other black women that, they just think that what I'm saying is just so fucking crazy. They really think it's crazy when I say I don't interact with black men. What? What about your son? Don't you got a black son? What the fuck do my son got to do with all the rest of you hoes?
Thank you.
Nothing. He my damn son. He came out of my vagina. I gotta interact with him to some degree. But
Right.
shit, he ain't running around here being crazy and disrespectful and torturizing society neither. So shit. So what?
Oh, please.
I don't
I
see
just
my
read. I'm
son in
sorry.
everybody. I don't see my son in every random black man. Shit.
You're not supposed to.
A lot of black women do though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is. Because it's ingrained in us to see. It's like we don't see ourselves as individuals or like black men as individuals. We see ourselves as like yoked together, and it's not healthy. It's dangerous. And black men see themselves as like individuals. That's why this pro-black nonsense is a farce, and the whole black love thing is a farce.
Remember when they first got on here and they were saying, don't try to shame us talking about my mama black? I got you. I'm not gonna shame you because your mom was black. But when I open up my microphone, don't start crying, bitch, because I'm fixing to drag your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they always got a double standard. They always, they always want you to give them a courtesy that they won't never give your ass.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. They want
No,
us
they
to say
never
not
will.
all, but when they talk about us, it's all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I
Can
go out of
can
my way.
everybody hear
I
me?
don't go out of my way to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
give
I
a,
can hear you.
disclaimer.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure everybody can hear me clear. I just was waiting for everybody to get done talking because I didn't want to be rude.
Go ahead, babe.
Um, I never understood why I had a fear of black men growing up. I never understood. I don't even like. I didn't even know that it was stemmed from my mom being in a domestic violence relationship until my stepdad and I had a conversation and he told me about how he met my mom and that when he met her, like when he first met her, she was so beaten. Like she had, like her eye was like super swollen. Like my dad was evil. He beat the
Mm-hmm.
shit out of her, like the shit out of her. He beat her like a man on the street,
Mm-hmm.
so
Jesus.
bad. And I was only 4 years old when she was in. And what makes me so mad about it is my mom was very young when she met him. She was only 17 years old. He was almost near 30. And
Mm.
that's the thing that made me so mad because I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional
Oh, it's okay,
Uh,
babe.
it's okay.
because I never understood why I was so fearful of black men. And growing up, you know I didn't know that. I remember some things when I was little, like the screaming and the hollering and the fighting, and I've
Hmm.
always, and like seeing my dad and his angry face, and it scared me as a kid.
Mm.
So I've always had a fear of black men. I've never wanted to stay in the same room with them alone
Mm.
because I was scared. And
Oh
an
my God.
incident that happened to me when I was 16. There was this boy I liked when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and his cousin, who's like a really, really dark skin, like you talking about purple black dude. He was like one of them purple black dudes, real heavy set black guy. He was much older than me.
Hmm.
And I just knew he was just weird. He had this weird vibe about him, and I never wanted to be around him. And I remember one time going to this boy I had a crush on. His that was his cousin. So I went to the house to see if he was there. He was not home. And he's like, "Oh, you want to come in? You want to come in? You want to hang around?" I was like, "No, no. I'll just wait for him to come back. I'll come back." And as soon as I went for the door, he grabbed me and tried to
Oh
pull
my
me in the
God.
house. He pulled me by my leg and was pulling me in the house. There was like people on the fucking porch and they didn't even do nothing. And he
Mm.
was just pulling me, like grabbing me, and I said, "Get off of me! I don't touch me! Get off of me!" And that just like, and he kept pulling me in, and I was screaming. I literally screamed so loud that my voice went hoarse. That I screamed so loud. I think somebody came by. I don't know what happened, but when he let me
Mm.
go, I ran so fast. I ran to the point to where I had an asthma attack, and I was
Mm.
crying, and that just made my fear even more, like harder to be afraid. I am afraid to be around black men by myself. That's how scared I am.
Mm.
And as a black woman, my mom, I never told my mom, and she never understood why I fear black men. She's like, "Why don't you date black men?" I was like, "Cause I just don't." I've always been like interested in white guys because I feel safe with them. I don't have to worry
Mhm.
about my life in danger when I'm with a white man. I don't have to worry about him
Mm.
trying to grab me and drag me in a house and do something to me. I don't have to worry about that.
Your
Mm.
fear is
After
justified. It's
like
Listen,
after
justified.
after,
Victory.
after seeing so many things that happen to my relatives and happen to them by the hands of black men, I've been afraid of them, and I never told my husband that. My husband's
Uh oh, you going out?
Can I? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Her tears are the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing for my daughter right now. Just
Mm-hmm.
hearing her emotion gets me emotional because I've had the same experience. I'm not even going to talk about it because like you said before, we all have had these experiences, and that's why I'm almost done with my divorce now, because it got physical and I had my newborn in my arms while he was being physical, and that that was the last straw.
Mm.
I have tried with black men. I really have my entire life. I've married 2 of them, and it
Mm.
always ended the exact same way. And hearing her tears lets me know what I'm doing right now is for the best.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mhm.
daughter will not. Now, I don't know how much newborns and infants and toddlers remember, but I do not want her remembering that visual. And I don't want her to become the woman that has to say, my dad was beating my mom and my mom stayed. I don't want that. So whatever I was going to say is completely gone, because hearing her tears moved me so much, and
Mm-hmm.
your platform moves me so much. I actually found you like 2 years ago. I'm brand new to the femininity movement, and y'all know that's a rabbit hole. You can go down that rabbit hole. And I found where I truly belong. I have always crushed on men of other cultures, whatever, but for some reason it was just always black men. And I now at 34, I'm tired. And I told my best friend the other day, I got to do something new, because I have enough information to know that this is not working, and I have to try something new. I've done therapy. I'm getting myself together. I'm getting myself together mainly for me, but I'm also getting myself together for my daughter, because no amount of don't do that, don't do that, none of that's going to mean shit if she doesn't see me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
if I don't do it, she's going to turn around. She'll be just like me, like how my mother was. My mother did the same shit. She would tell me, oh, don't do this, don't do that, do better than me. But then she wouldn't do it for herself. So I feel like I got to be the first generation of women in my family to say, no, I'm done with this shit. The abuse,
Damn right.
the financial abuse, the emotional abuse, the constant cheating. No, fuck that. Y'all want to sit up and tell me, oh, just try this guy. Just try. No, period. Even the men in my family are trash. No, I'm not. So I'm going to do something. Everything in my life, I have to do exact opposite of what I've seen. I have to do the exact opposite, because I know if I continue to do the same shit y'all do,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be 50 something years old saying the same shit to her.
Right.
Meanwhile, she gonna be doing the same shit I was doing at 20 something. And I'm not playing with her life. I told myself whenever I have children, I was going to give them everything and put everything into them. But more importantly, I was going to be the example. Because kids don't give a damn about what you say. They give a damn about what they
What they
see, though.
see. Mm-hmm.
So that's
Mhm.
why I respect platforms and I respect the women like you, because honestly, DZ, I feel like you're like the aunt in the family that don't nobody want to fuck with, but you're that aunt that's like, damn, she knows something I don't know.
Let's go. That's
And
what's
that's what
up.
I've always wanted. I feel like I have one in my family that I could say this shit to, but sometimes she give me vibes that say, nah, maybe not. But hearing her tears is why I get up every morning and I make the choices that I make, because I do not want to see any girl behind me falling into this. I don't want to see that no more. I'm sick of it. I did this shit with Toomey. And it was always the same outcome. The thing I hated about the Black femininity community was, oh, do this, do that, dress this, lose this much amount of weight, don't be combative, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, so I did that shit, didn't work.
Mhm.
All right, so maybe it's not all me. I take full accountability. I've gotten myself together. Maybe it's what I'm choosing, because obviously my values don't align with yours, and I got to start picking somebody that's got my same values. And sadly, it's not the Black men that I'm meeting. And if I want to see it in my lifetime, I can't do another experiment with another one of them.
Yeah,
No.
I don't
I'm
blame you.
34. I'm gonna be out of here in what, maybe 50 years, 40 years. I don't want to do that. So hearing her tears is what did it for me. I don't ever call into shit. I don't call into no shows, no nothing. But your platform moved me 100%. And hearing her tears is what said, we're on the right path. Those that want to come, they can come. The ones that don't want to come, bye. But
Right.
get out of the way.
Yeah, I
So
hope she
that's
comes
all I
back.
wanted to say. I hope she comes back too. I'm gonna hop off so somebody else can hop on. But I just wanted to say I appreciate every single thing that you're doing because you have provided a space for the women like us who didn't think that we had a space. So all we had was a fucking journal and maybe a good therapist. That's all we had.
Right.
And so
Right.
for those of us that don't have anybody to talk to this stuff about, and we know we see shit, we know we're hearing shit, you've given us that. And I appreciate that and I respect it 100%.
Thank you so much. I enjoy doing it because we need it, damn it. I love each and every one of y'all because it's really brave to even have these views and then to say them is even more brave. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Because you
So
risk getting attacked.
Yeah.
You can risk getting attacked and losing shit. And
I told
Mhm.
my mother, I told my mother and my brother, I feel like I've always been divested at heart. I just didn't have a name for it because some of the stuff that I'm focused on, I wasn't getting it out of the Black community. So I just kind of felt like, well, let me just keep everything on the low. Let me keep it to myself. I'm gonna tell you now, my parents are still married and they have the type of marriage I'm not interested in that. But when I told my mother, she just said, I don't blame you. Do what you
right.
got to do. I love
Mhm.
you. I'm gonna love whoever he is. Now my brother, he's been divested. He's actually a gay Black male, but he don't even fool with him.
Hey.
And I was like, damn, bro. Like he told me, he was like, nah. He was like, no, no, and he was like, I just don't go there, and
Mm.
you shouldn't either.
Sorry, I'm back. It was the internet. I don't know why it just cut off on me. Can you
StreamYards is
all hear
acting
me?
funny too, because it just knocked one of the girls off. Like, yeah, I can hear you. StreamYards is trash, y'all. StreamYards is a
Yeah, it
black
really
man.
is.
StreamYards is a black man. They got rid of April Reed too. Damn.
Oh
But I
wow.
just want to tell you, sis, before I hop off, thank you for sharing what you shared because I know that shit is hard. I have
it, it
cried
it
a
it was
many a
really hard
nights.
for me,
Yes.
and growing up in that type of lifestyle. I always wanted a family. I always, when I watched TV and seen all those families have like a mom and a dad and everything was cool and they worked and they took care of the kids, I wanted a family life like that, but I was never given a family life like that. And I grew up with fear. I
Oh
grew up in
yeah.
fear, like,
Oh,
terrified.
but then when you tell them your story, they turn around and say stuff like what you said. Oh, why don't you give him a shot? Or oh, why don't you try him? I
Exactly.
had to tell one of my friends, look, sis, in my lifetime, I may not meet whoever this
And
unicorn is you think I'm
the
supposed to meet.
funniest thing is I had a white woman tell me, why don't I give black men a chance? I looked at her like she was fucking
Man,
insane. I said, no. I said,
tell
do you
her
even
go
know what
first.
I was like, do you even know what I went through? I explained to her my whole story of what I went through. She's like, she didn't even know. And I was like, yes.
No.
These men that you're out here dating, these black, because she date black men. I'm like, these black men out here you dating, and then, and you think that their shit don't stink? No, come to the community and see that shit for yourself. You'll be seeing them beating black women in the streets. They
I
don't
well,
care.
they'll
that's a
beat them too.
Beckiana
That's the thing.
desperado right there. That's a
Yes, she
Beckiana
is.
desperado.
But
Welcome
they'll
back,
beat them
April.
too.
Yeah, and they'll
So,
beat them too,
you
because that's
know,
what happened to her. That's exactly what happened to her. And she like she told me this when I was like in my teens, but then later on I came back to my neighborhood where I grew up at, and I was talking to her, and her old man was a black man. He was beating the shit out of her, and I said, and she looked at her. I was like, now you see, you
yeah,
get the same kind of Negroes
that
that a
we
lot of
get.
black women get in this community. The
Well, let
same
me
kind of
tell you,
Negroes.
while you were disconnected, I was sharing because I told him, I said, hearing you cry, I told them that the reason why I officially decided to leave my soon to be ex husband was because when my daughter was a baby in my arms, he was beating the shit out of me. So if you'll do that with your seed in my arms, oh, you'll kill me if she wasn't here, or maybe you will. I don't know because I've seen y'all do both. You
Right?
don't get a second chance. And y'all, the sad thing is this man is in the church, which they tell you, oh, get you one in the church. Nah, they're worse. So I don't want to hear it. I'm at the point where I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me about getting one out the church because they'll be better. No, they're worse. I'm sorry.
They the worst ones. Like my son's father is a minister with 21 kids. So
See, you see what I'm
I
Ew.
saying?
can't stand with these church people. I
So
can't
you
with
see
these
what I'm
church
saying?
people.
Ew.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I used to tell him all the time, how is it you sit up in church every Sunday after Sunday, don't miss a Sunday? You mean to tell me you ain't heard nothing, but you a demon Monday through Saturday?
Hmm.
You're a straight
Mm-mm-mm.
demon. Leave me alone. And I even have to tell him now, leave me alone. And y'all, I am fully prepared. And he knows I will take his ass down through there. If I even think, and I put it in my order that my daughter is not allowed to go to that church.
And what
She's not
also
allowed
makes
to go
me
to church,
upset,
period, actually, with him.
what makes me upset also is when y'all mentioned about the men always, y'all mentioned about black men, these neckers coming up in here and just drag, when you're in a store and they like come up towards you and try to talk to you and everything like that. And then when you tell them to get away from you, and then you got people around them, that I get mad when there's other people saying, "Oh, well, do y'all know each other?" No, we don't know each other. The fuck? Just cause we're black don't mean we know each other. I don't know this nigga from the goddamn shit.
Nah, you gotta tune them out too. I do.
I don't know him.
I'm good at that. I'll tune everybody. I don't know nobody in this bitch. Leave me alone. I got some working in the neighborhood today. I was out for a walk yesterday. He thought I
Especially
was
when
gonna
you're
have
trying
something
to
to say.
report them to the police. Like, oh, is this guy? No, I'm not
Oh
dating. I
no,
don't know him.
no. See, I'm like divested zealot. I'll call the police in a heartbeat. I will
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
call the
still call
police
the
in a
police. I call the
heartbeat.
police all the time, every day
And I
on
got
them.
a father who's trigger happy. He just waiting to use his pistol. Please
I
don't
love to
do
use
and
it.
my white
and
girl
I
voice
think
when I
that's
call the
why
police.
my family don't really I don't really socialize with my family, and that's why I kind of remove myself from my families, because they're the type of people that would sit there, and if one of them committed a crime, they would hide that shit. Me, I'm the type to call the motherfucking cops on them. I don't care.
Oh
You
hell
broke
yeah!
the
I'm
law,
gonna
I'm
tell
calling the
you.
cops.
I'm gonna tell you. When I got older, I've been molested twice by both by family friends. When I finally told what happened to me, do you know how many other women in my family came forward and said, "Yeah, this happened to me. This happened to me. This happened to me." One of the dudes that molested me was molesting every woman in the community. And I said,
What?
Wow.
"Why is he
Oh my
not
god.
dead? Why is he
My
not
Mm,
dead?"
god.
When I told my
mm,
uncle, y'all, I kid y'all not, I told my uncle was ready to blow that man head off.
mm.
Luckily for him, he was already dying. But I promise y'all, he would have been. When I told my uncle, that was one of the men that had my back. He said I would blow his effing head off right now. Tell me where he is. And that right there is all I needed to know about all these women. Y'all coming forward, you're telling your story, and I'm glad you are. But it's like they're still walking around. That's not enough for me, because I know how I feel about my daughter. I kid y'all not, every day I wake up, I be like, I wish somebody would. I'm going to
Right?
prison today.
I
You
couldn't
I
mess with
imagine it.
my
and
daughter and
and
you're
my two
going to
daughters,
prison.
that's what scares me, because I have two biracial daughters, and I
Hmm.
that's why I don't want to live in the neighborhood I live right now. It's semi black and white, but still I don't want to be around
Get
black
out of there.
people. I
I'm
just don't want
telling
to be
you, get
around
out of
black
there.
men.
I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. It's three black families in this neighborhood. This is where I will always be. As long as it stays like this, I'll be here. If I feel like if it's getting a little too dark for me, I'm leaving again. I'm not
Yeah, because
raising my daughter in
I
that
fear
crap.
for my daughters. I don't want any of these neckers near my daughter. I don't want none of them near my daughter.
You
Nah.
remember
Hell
back in
no.
your mammy days when you didn't understand white flight? Now
Oh,
you
oh,
understand
ooh,
it.
I'm glad you said that.
uh-huh.
That Zealot. I
Mhm.
had a teacher from high school. I was substitute teaching when I got out of college, and I went back to my old high school because I went to a predominantly white school. And I'll never forget, she told me, this is a white woman. She said, "You know what white flight is?" I said, "No, break it down for me." She was like, "You wonder why we move the way we move? That's strategic."
Mm-hmm.
I'm also invested in real estate. When they move, I move.
Yep.
When they buy, I buy. When they sell, I sell. I'm doing
Yep.
everything just like them because I'm watching the trends. And now in my state, everybody's headed back to the city. So guess where I'm finna buy next? In the city. I'm a let go of what I got and I'm gonna buy in the city
Me, I prefer
because
the
I'm watching it.
countryside. I don't like the city because
Oh
city
no, no,
got
no.
too
That's
much
just
in.
my investment property. I'm not living in that. I'm not going
Yeah,
nowhere near that damn
because
city.
me, I prefer the countryside. I'm more like into farming and cultivating and growing things. So I don't want to live in a city at all. I hate the city
But
because
going
the
back
city is
to
where all them niggas is at, and then all the crimes go off there.
oh
I don't want to
yeah.
be around them.
Yeah,
But
you know
going
they
back
not
to
gonna
what
be in the
y'all
country. They don't know how to do shit.
No,
no.
they don't know how to do. They don't even know the first thing about growing tomatoes, so they don't know nothing.
I'm gonna tell y'all, going back to I think what the main topic was about this whole single shit. I told my homegirl because I'm about to be newly single and she's been single, and it's so crazy because she and I are on our journey together. We've been losing weight together, everything. I told her the other day, I said, I'm done. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm done. I'm finished. And she said, wow, it's funny you say that because I am too. We've already made up in our mind. Like, there is nothing that can make us go back. Nothing.
Absolutely.
I'm not like I cannot because I told her I
Ever
said
since that incident, I've never looked back.
no,
I've never. I've
I
been.
wish I honestly
I'm
wish
scared to
I
even be
hadn't.
on the bus at night with any of them. I'm scared to be on the bus at night with them.
Yeah.
I'm scared to even go out at night and go for a jog because I'm worried about these niggas in this
Oh yeah.
neighborhood. I
I'm
am
Girl,
telling y'all.
scared.
I'm doing
during the
this.
day.
I mean, I'm doing it mainly for
Even the
myself.
daytime, I
Yeah.
don't even trust them at all.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
Mm-mm.
see
tell
them on
y'all,
the
I'm
corner in
doing
a
this
group.
for
I'm
myself,
like,
but I'm doing it more so for my daughter because I need her to know. And I kind of I'm not as worried as I was because, like y'all always say, the girls that are coming up behind us in the next generation, they already know off the rip what's up.
Mhm.
So I'm
Mhm.
not
Right.
that worried about my daughter because I kind of feel like she gonna come through anyway with the knowledge I'm gonna give her plus her generation anyway. I probably won't have to worry about it, but I'm done. A lot of my friends are done. We're done. We've tried, you know, but
Listen,
we're.
y'all. They
Mhm.
could build Wakanda with the capital city of Zamunda, and I'm still not going back.
Oh yeah, I'm still
Period.
done.
Uh-uh.
I'm not going nowhere near them.
I'm
Uh-uh.
gonna
Fuck.
tell
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I don't
y'all
care
know
if
what.
they build an entire empire. I'm not going near them. They're dangerous. They're criminals, and
I'm gonna
they
tell
will.
y'all.
They're deviants, and
yeah,
they're
we on the
sexual
book.
deviants, and they're disgusting.
Oh, I'm
I'm
back.
They are disgusting.
And
I'm gonna tell
lazy as
y'all
hell.
in my line of work, I meet a lot of people every day. Every black woman that I've met that was married to a white man, sis was chilling.
Exactly.
Beautiful home,
It
like
is a peaceful life.
relaxed as hell. One was a
And
real
and,
estate
and the
agent.
funny
She ain't
thing
have to do
is,
nothing.
right, and the funny thing is, it makes a lot of them and the mammies mad. They're like, "Why are they so calm and nice?" Because they want, because they're over there being miserable while you're here living your life and
While
living
you
happiness. You
chilling.
don't have to worry about having your man put your hands on you and beat you around and call you all kind of names because he's not dealing with shit. You're not dealing with shit. Things are peaceful.
But I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you, it's a blueprint to this shit. I kept losing mammy friends. And I was like, dang, and I like to hold on to my friends. I was like, dang, why am I losing my friends? But then it was like, the more I get to know about me, they had to go. They had
Right.
to go. So when I meet these women, like I said, I've met two or three of them. They just chilling. They husbands be so cool. They be like, baby this, baby that, honey. Can I get you some? Like, it's just beautiful to witness it. And I'm like, sis, you look
And they
good.
smile
Like,
at you. They're so happy all the time because they're
yeah,
fully
the
rested and
home
Right.
they're
is
feminine.
peaceful. Yeah, the kids are cool. The home is peaceful. The husbands, can I get you a water? Can I do this? Would you like something to eat? I'm like, nah, I'm just here to do a service. Like, I'm finna go. But it's just relaxed. I love the vibe. And I'm like, dang, I could have been did this.
Yes.
And
And
you know
it's
what I
like
can't stand? I hate when they try
go ahead, go ahead.
to when you're around other black women that are not divested, and they try to convince you as to why you shouldn't be divested, why you should still be giving black men a chance. I'm going through that at work right now. One of my coworkers was trying to talk to me so bad, and I tried to let him down easy, and I finally had to tell him, look, I don't date your kind. Not to be funny,
No.
but I don't date your kind. And after that, and I didn't say you're kind, I just said I'm not interested in black men. After that, every time we're trying to be professional, ask him anything, his response is, oh, I'm not white enough to answer that question. Oh, you need a
You
white man to
damn
answer
right,
that question
bitch.
for
That's
you.
how they do.
I said,
That's
wow,
Right.
how they do.
you are
I'm
proving my point, dude. You are proving my point right
y'all.
now.
Because
This
they
This
act like
immature
dude,
shit right here.
when I got far enough, like I've been separated since October. And y'all know you gonna get hit on, you're gonna get people. So I had plenty of dudes hitting on me, black dudes. And so the one most recent, he bothered me so much. I tried to give him a shot because he came off as a unicorn. But it was one night we were talking, and I was like, damn, you complain a lot. And I said it out loud, but I was thinking it, but I said it out loud before I could filter myself. And I was like, God damn, like everything is a complaint. Everything. Like, and I'm a solution person. I'm very no nonsense. So that shit don't work with me. And I just asked him, I said, well, what the hell are you doing about it? Damn. I'm over here
Right.
raising my daughter solo, and I'm having to figure it out every day. And nobody knows what I go through, but I figure this shit out every day. And you complaining about whack stuff. Like, give me a break. And that's when I knew. I said, nah, you're getting a little too irritated by him. So you need to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
They're
It's
never happy.
always
They're never happy with
complaints.
anything.
No, they're never
No,
happy
it's
with
com-
No, they
I'm
not.
sick
anything.
of the complaining. It's always
And I was
whining. You
married to
sound
one
like
for
a
5 years,
female.
and it just doesn't matter. They're never happy with anything. If you lose
And
weight,
the,
you're too skinny. If you gain weight, now you're
You're
too
too
big.
fat.
If
right,
you get breast
right.
implants, now you're fake. If you don't have breast implants, they're not big enough. If you wear your natural hair, it's unkept and nappy. If you wear weave, now you're not natural enough. If you wear makeup, you must be ugly underneath. If you don't wear makeup, you don't keep yourself up. They're
You
never fucking
never,
Never
happy.
you're
satisfied. They're
damned
never
if you do,
satisfied
and
with
you're damned
anything.
if you don't.
Mm-mm.
And the thing about the story I told y'all about what happened to me when his cousin tried to tried to rape me. I went back and told him what his cousin tried to do to me,
And he didn't
and
do nothing.
he didn't believe me.
Of
He didn't
course.
believe me. His cousin thought that I slept with him.
There you go.
He was like,
That's your
Wow.
answer.
and he called me a whole slut. He's like, you're nothing but a slut. You
Wait,
slept with my
what?
cousin. I said, no, I didn't.
That's
I'm a
your answer.
virgin. I was a virgin. I've been a virgin. I was a virgin all the way up until I was 18 because I was afraid to be like my cousins who had all these babies at 14, 13, and 16.
That was your
And I
answer.
just didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be a baby mama. I didn't want to be a teenage mother. So
But I'm gonna tell
they,
you,
but he straight up did not believe me almost getting raped by his own cousin.
but it's
Because
like that best as
Man.
Zealot has said before. They keep telling us, but we don't fucking listen.
Listen.
yes,
I
they do
had
not
one,
care.
I had one tell me no lie, y'all. Because somebody mentioned previously about how they'll say, oh, I want to get you pregnant. Not I want to marry you, not I want to build a life with you. Not that. I just want to get you pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a man straight up tell me, and this was a childhood friend. We've been friends 20 years. He told me, he was like, yeah, Ian's ain't ish. I said, what did you say? He said, yeah, we ain't ish. And I said, noted. Thank you. And
Never let a man tell you he don't want you more than
I
once.
consider him to be one of the good ones. So if one of the good ones can say, even my dad will say it. Oh, Ian's ain't ish. Okay, so why do you want me to be with one so bad?
I know
Yeah,
that's right.
even when I
Yeah.
got so mad when Megan Thee Stallion had got shot, and the way everybody reacted, like the black men, the way they reacted, calling her a man and denying it and questioning her
Right.
story, had to
That
upload
had me
papers.
furious.
Oh, I
And
was
so Tory
pissed.
Lanez, I'm sorry, Tory Lanez even dropped like I think it was a song or two,
But
something like that.
karma came back to him because now he ain't got no motherfucking hair.
That
I
hairline is
don't think he ever
messed up.
had
Nah,
hair.
he
I think
never
he had
did. He
alopecia
never did.
or something.
He got cursed with alopecia. That's what the fuck he get. Fucking
But
knacker.
I'm gonna tell
Niggapecia.
anybody that's listening to this, if you're a
Mm.
part of the Black women femininity movement, be careful because I know, previously when I was listening, Ro Cutno was mentioned. Y'all be careful because I'm like I told y'all, I'm new to the whole femininity movement as of 2 years ago. And what I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of, don't be this and don't be that and you can't make more money than him and da 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 da. But all I see now is I've moved out of y'all's bracket.
But the thing is, with
If
my
Black
husband,
women
he would
are so
my
if
husband wouldn't care how much money I'm making. He'd be like,
well,
good.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
make
yeah,
some money too. We work together and work and open our own business. I don't care how
right,
much
and
money.
that's
Like,
cool. And but
right?
but what I'm saying is like when you notice, and if you, I have a feeling all of y'all journal just like I do. If
I
you
sure do.
realize through your journaling your values don't match up with
Right.
a certain sector of men, you've
Yep.
aged out of that bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's time to move into. I tell my best friend all the time, sweetheart, your values don't match what it is you say you want. Now, if you're willing to wait another 10 to 15 years to come across that unicorn, that's your choice. But you say you want to have babies, you want to do this, you want to do that. Look at your current climate and tell me what culture, race, whatever matches your value system. And you need to go to that ecosystem and choose out of that because if you making six figures and you are a homeowner and you need to go to the group that's common.
But they can't because they stuck on the, oh, I can't see myself sleeping with no white man. I can't look at no
Yep.
white dick.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I can't
Exactly.
fuck no
They're the
nigga.
type.
They're
They're
like,
the
Well,
well,
type that will,
your
even if they're
401k
making,
don't give a
yeah.
damn.
right, even if they're making six figures, they still want a black man, and it's like black men aren't up in that bracket, girl.
No,
What are you talking
Well,
about?
I
They're
got
not
y'all,
up
friends.
in that
it's
bracket.
y'all.
White
I'm
men
telling
are.
y'all, it's all math. I understand math can be
Yep.
hard, and I'm not the best person at math, but it's math. If you say I made six figures, I'm just using it as an example, and you want somebody to match that or better, all you got to do is look at the damn IRS statistics or whatever and just say, okay, it's not a whole lot of black men that make that, but there are a whole lot of Indian, white, whatever that make that. I need to
Right.
fish in a different pond. It's not that hard. So I
No
understand.
matter how much you try to tell them,
I get it.
mammies
Yeah.
about that, they ain't gonna listen.
I
They
hear
I'm
you.
they
still
don't. They
I'm
are
still trying
so
to figure
hard
out
headed. They
I'm
are
still trying to
so
figure
hard
out what's
headed.
wrong with sleeping with an old white man. I did that last night
Thank you.
and it was all right.
But y'all,
I'm
I'm
still trying to
telling
figure
you,
that
Shoot, they
out. What
make the
the
most
fuck?
money anyway. They
they
they make a
do.
lot of
But I'm
money.
telling y'all, like I told my homegirl, listen, it's a it's a numbers game. If you want what you say you want, understand the risks that come with what you want. I tell her
Right.
all the time, we can put this on paper, baby, and I'm gonna tell you what you want is not going to give you what you want.
You know, I had
What
to
you're
break this down to
describing to
somebody
me is
before.
a white man.
Yeah,
And
It's
And
they
a
I
get
game of
tell her that all
mad.
the
They
probability,
get
time.
mad
really.
when you. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I
I'm
tell her
saying
that
it's
all
a
the
game of
time.
probability. I had to explain that to a friend of mine because she just will not understand where I'm coming from myself. So let me bust it down to you like this, right? Because she loves to do that not all thing. Okay, so let's just say the number is 80-20. 80% of the black community is toxic and damaged and 20% aren't. So let's compare it to a batch of apples, right? So you have one batch of apples here. 80% of them are rotten and scattered throughout. 20% of them may be good. Now you have this other batch of apples, and 80% of them are good, and 20% may be rotten. Why would you stick your hand through the slime and the muck and the decay to hopefully reach around and find an apple that's good enough to eat that you still have to wash off in order to eat it? Why wouldn't you just get an apple from the batch that is 80% good and healthy?
Because they think the
She
bad apples
couldn't
got big
argue my
dicks.
point.
Thank
And they're
you.
stuck in
Thank
race
you.
loyalty. That's the
They
problem.
are.
It's race loyalty.
That's
That's their
it.
I
problem.
have a
That's
friend.
it.
I'm not attracted
I
to
have
white men.
But that's not true. The
It's
BBC
it's
is a
race
myth.
loyalty because they sit
But
there
the
and they listen
BBC
to
is
these
not
black
real. That's a
men.
myth.
They sit here and listen to these black men calling white men rapists, molesters, and everything.
yes,
But lo and behold, it's black men doing this shit in the community 24/7, taking advantage of
Deflection.
young. Exactly, deflection. But they'll sit there and
kind of
listen to black
brainwashing.
men all the
Yeah.
time, saying that white men is this, white men is that, and try to fear monger black women into not dating out. And then these stupid mammies will sit there and they'll sit there and stay race loyal. It's like I don't get your race loyalty.
You gotta
Yeah.
be
I
woman
don't
I
get
first.
it.
And I
One
tell
of
them to watch the
my
movie The Color Purple.
I've never been
Because that
race
movie
loyal.
is everybody's story in a nutshell.
but I'm gonna tell y'all,
oh, I never seen the movie.
one of my favorite, and y'all probably know who I'm saying without saying names if you're into finance. One of my favorite YouTubers who's heavy in finance, super knowledgeable, black man, did a live the other day about should Meghan Markle have married a black man. And I
Oh
knew I was
God.
gonna
Hell
be
no.
I
Oh
knew
my
I was gonna
god.
be disgusted when I listened to
Ugh.
it. And I was thinking to myself, bro, just stick to finance. Please just
And
stick
you
to
know
finance.
all them neckers was all in that live talking about yeah she should have been with a black man. Like oh come
Absolutely.
on.
But my thing was it always comes back to, and like y'all are saying about, oh, I just want to be with a black man, I just want to be with a black man. That's not the answer. When people say, like, for example, vote your values, I'm a believer in date your values, marry your values, sleep with your values, have kids with your values. It's not just pertaining to
Especially
voting
if
or
you're
whatever.
up there making that much money, you should
Yes.
not date down. You
And
should never
y'all,
date down.
all of my friends are at 60K and up. The majority of them are homeowners. The majority of them are investors. The majority of them have
And
stocks. They have a
it's just
diverse
scary that they would rather
portfolio.
see Meghan Markle with a Tyrone than Prince Harry.
That
Because they
woman
want
was
Like
to
not
have,
I
getting with
it,
no
they just
Tyrone.
want to have access to us without having to provide anything or give anything to even have that. Like, okay, now that I'm here, what are you gonna give? Nothing. Okay, so bye,
And
bye.
that's just it. I'm gonna tell y'all, I promise y'all, when I was married or soon to be divorced, he had two other kids by two other black women. And yes, I was a dummy for that. I was the textbook dictionary of, oh, maybe I'll be different. And I I was starting to make a lot of money. I had always made money as a single childless woman, but when I started to make even more money, I all I could think of was, I'm not sharing this with him in no kind of way. So even before the abuse, I was like, I'm not sharing anything with him because I was looking at, and he's what y'all call a educated. He thinks he's a unicorn, but he's really not. And I was like, I can't see. I just could not see myself. I would not tell him. I never disclosed to him how much money I made ever. And my dad taught me that. My dad was like, you do not tell no man how much money you make. Now, unless he's
Welcome to
doing
the
better.
channel over it. I'm sorry. Welcome to the channel over it.
welcome.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello.
Hey, girl,
I'm just
hey.
listening for now.
But I never felt comfortable telling him because I always had this thing where it was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna
Yeah, it's not.
get in my
It's not
pockets. He's gonna
exact.
ask
Because
me
look what
for
happened to
money.
B Smith. I forgot her name. B Smith. That she was an entrepreneur, a millionaire, and you seen what her husband did to her when she got Alzheimer's.
That was fucked
Oh
up.
yeah,
That was fucked
Oh
yeah.
up.
my God. You
Somebody
seen
Um,
should
what?
have called Adult Protective Services on that motherfucker. And I mean
Seriously,
for real.
he's a
yes.
monster.
B
He's a whole
Smith. B
monster.
Smith.
B
Yes.
Smith, yes. What happened
I'm
to B
telling
Smith?
y'all,
I
B
don't trust
Smith's
no black
story.
man. After I seen what happened to B Smith, hell no.
B Smith's
Mm-hmm.
story had such an impact on me. I was still married at the time. I kid y'all not. I moved everything, and I thank God I have a child because I moved everything in her name. Because I said, this man, if that ever happened to me, I do not see this man
And
taking
she
care of
gave
me.
him everything. I'm like,
Oh,
woman,
everything.
what the hell? and he just left her to die and took
Mm-hmm.
all the money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they
He
Oh my
like
treated
he
God.
treated her
they
like
like
she was
you
a
while they could
nuisance.
use you.
Then
I'm
had
sorry.
his Becky up in the house, and she was treating her. They treated her like a child. This woman
Mm-hmm.
was well educated, made more money than him. She traveled the world, opened businesses, and
Yeah.
he reduced her down to the to infant.
To nothing. But tell me, y'all, tell me that woman should not have been with somebody else because I'm telling you, based off what this platform is on, B. Smith should
It
have
broke my heart when
never
I seen
even
what happened to
looked
B.
his
Smith.
way.
She should have been with a white man. I
She
don't
She
was
should
care.
have never
above.
looked
She was
his
above
way.
him.
She
She
was
was way
above
above
him.
him.
Yeah.
Whenever
When
you
I
saw
asked
B.
my
Smith
friend,
before she got sick, she used to cook delicious meals. She was a very good designer. And
Beautiful woman,
when
and she
she
was
got sick,
educated.
they started feeding her McDonald's. I was
Yep.
done.
Oh my God. I couldn't even see. Like they just put toxin in her body, feeding her to McDonald's. I just couldn't take it no more. I said I can't watch this. It's
But y'all, this
disgusting.
is this is how much cognitive dissonance plays a part in this. My dad, he remembered B. Smith. Now he didn't know what all happened to her. And I told him, I said, yeah, B. Smith got down real bad. Her husband, I told him everything. And he just looked at me. He was like, what? He took everything and brought a woman in there. I said, yeah. I said, so now you understand my anger towards y'all because my dad doesn't seem to understand why I'm not interested in them anymore. That's why. That's one of the reasons why. Because I am a high income earner, I'm scared of that shit. Because
Yeah, because
as it stands, my daughter is getting if something
it's a
happens to
danger
BJ,
to a black woman's life to marry down and marry a black man.
yes, it
Stay
is.
away,
mental health,
please.
because
Especially
you
if you're
don't get
making that much money. Stay the hell away from these
But
nectars
this
because
is
they will
but
destroy
this is
you.
where my anger came in. You see, when I was telling my dad, you see what he did to her. My anger with black men is y'all see it, but y'all won't say nothing. That's my
They
anger.
said nothing. The silence. It was
Y'all
like
sit there,
crickets.
but when a black woman do something, you got a lot of mouth, and I don't like that
yes.
because
When
you got a lot of smoke for the wrong one.
Lonnie Love said what she said about some black men, she specifically said some. When she said what she said about some of them not knowing how to be faithful or something like that, they
Oh yeah,
all came for her neck. And she
I
has a
wish
white
she would have
husband.
said all. I think you got some background noise, babe. I wish she
Me?
would have said all.
I
I'm not
wish she
sure
would have
who it
said
is.
all. Was is it me? Is it me?
Child, I'm not sure. I just
Like,
hear it.
I'm just
We'll
saying,
figure it
they
out.
really attack her for saying that. But black men, like with 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, they were talking about us just last year. Nobody said nothing about that.
I
When
don't
they
want
were
to
Nope.
hear
talking about
nothing.
racial
Honestly, I don't want to hear nothing they have to say
I
respectfully. And
don't have no
I
respect
tell
for
my
Lean
family members
Wayne.
that.
Lean Wayne and his goddamn three dreads. Fuck him and the horse he rode in on. That's all I gotta say about that.
I'm telling y'all, even from the so-called unicorns, I've gotten to the point where I don't even want to hear what a unicorn got to say because you're not checking the other ones.
Yep.
They really aren't.
And I get that from y'all. I'm
And
telling
and
y'all,
that
I've
goes
been.
around the whole black man bro code bullshit that
But
they
you see,
have.
they on code though. We the only
Yeah, they
ones don't
still
be on code.
constantly
oh,
stay
they
on
stay
code.
on
Even
code.
even the so-called good black men, they
Oh, they
stay
on
on
code.
code. They don't
Yes,
say
they do.
nothing.
But see, black women could learn something from them. If I see my sister doing something, I'ma stay on code, but I'ma pull her in private and be like, "Hey sis, nah, that ain't the move." But that's just me. So it's like, can we get all the other ones doing that?
It's gonna be so
Because
hard.
they
I mean,
don't.
People like that. Like, honestly,
I've tried to even talk to some. I'm like through talking to mammies. Like it exhausts me. It makes me angry. It's like why don't y'all fucking listen? Do
I
y'all
got
even
smoke. I promise you, one day y'all gonna come here and I'm gonna really bless y'all because I'm going to strip a mammy down to the blackest Danny
please do?
Please
bone.
do it.
I
Please do
can't.
it.
I've tried. I'm out of. I've just given up on them. I'm like, you know
Nah,
what?
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna
I
go
gave
where
up
the
on
we
them too.
need
I just want to
divest the
embarrass them.
zealot to do it because I'm telling you, I come from a family of them. They're so male identified, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell
Yeah,
into the
and they
trap too.
protect these criminals. They protect them, and it's
They do. But
disgusting.
you know what? I have become known as the whistleblower in my family, and I don't care. And that came at a price. I'm not invited to the cookouts. I'm not invited to this. I'm not good.
So,
Good. I don't want to be invited because if I know who's gonna be there, y'all already know what's going down. I'm not
Right?
gonna protect you. I'm not gonna hide your dirt. I'm not. I had to tell a family member just this past weekend because my daughter know what's up. She's only 2. She know what's up. If my daughter don't like you, don't make my daughter try to speak
And I
my
remember going to a barbecue and that shit happened. They like, why don't she hug us? I was like, cause I told
nah,
my daughter not
because
to
she don't
hug
have to.
nobody.
Cause
She
she
ain't
don't
gotta
have
hug
to.
nobody.
But I'm gonna tell
She don't
y'all
want to
something.
hug
I'm
nobody. She
telling
don't
y'all,
trust you. She ain't gonna hug you, and she still ain't
kids
gonna hug you if she don't
kids
know
are
you.
smart. My child never met my cousin's husband. Off the rip, he was like, "Oh, give me a hug. Come speak to me." My daughter kept grabbing me by my legs and hugging me. I told my mom, I said, "Let me tell y'all something. Don't ever tell my daughter she got to speak to somebody. Period. Because my daughter is smarter than a lot of y'all. She know what's up with him. And I know what's up with him too because just a couple of years ago he tried some
him
shit
who?
with me.
Him who?
Someone.
It was my cousin's husband. He's a pervert.
Oh,
Oh
And
hell,
my daughter
no,
knows. My
Lord.
daughter, I feel like children know. Children know who they
Oh
can
yeah,
go
they
to.
know if something's wrong. If that person ain't right, they stay the hell away from
And
them.
that's exactly what my daughter did. And when we got in the car, I told my mom, I said, don't ever do that again. And she was like, what? I said, don't ever tell my daughter she got to go hug somebody or she got to go speak to somebody. And she clearly is afraid of them. My daughter
Yeah,
did not move from
I
behind
never
me.
force my daughter to hug anybody. I say you hug who you want to hug. If you want to hug your cousin, you
And
hug your
babies
cousin.
know.
Yeah, but
Babies
don't.
know.
I
Y'all,
don't even
I'm
want. I
so.
didn't. When I had my daughters, I didn't even want nobody touching them. Like I was
Mm-mm.
very protective of my daughters. I was
No,
like a
ma'am.
mama bear. Like I would give people evil stares, and they wouldn't even come near me or my
Y'all,
child.
and honor that. If that mama bear come out of you, honor that shit because I'm telling y'all, nobody is allowed to change my daughter. I have a list of people who can change my daughter's diaper, who can
I
babysit
didn't
my
like.
daughter,
I
and
didn't even have
that
that.
list
It was
is
just
so
me and
damn
her. It
short.
was just me and her dad who changed her diaper. We were very, very protective of our children. We are very protective, me and my husband, and we protect my daughter. We don't let no. She don't go nobody's house. No necker's house full of neckers.
Right.
Cause you know the sleepover.
Oh
You
yeah,
heard
that
about
ain't
that
happening.
shit? Hell no.
That's
Hell
not
no.
happening.
Hell extra
That's how
no.
I
My daughter's
got.
staying at home.
I'm
Her
telling y'all,
sleepovers is at her house in
no
her
ma'am.
room.
That's how I got. I got the second time I was molested. I was in my grandfather's house, but because he had a dusty living there, his dusty friend thought it was cool to touch my private parts as I was sleeping.
Oh hell
And
no.
all I remember, and I had to work this out in therapy. All I remember, he was trying to get in my pajama bottoms. And I knew it was wrong because it happened to me already before. I got up, I went in the room where my parents were, and I laid up under my mother. And to this day, I remember when I finally told my mother what happened. She said, I always wondered why you were holding on to me so tight.
she should have asked.
She should have
But see, you know
asked.
what? I'm glad you said that. My mother and we had a tumultuous couple of years because I told her everything. And she was in tears because
Mm.
she comes from that old school where, yeah, they can spend the night, they can do this, they can do that. But
Oh
what she
hell no.
didn't know was your dusty ass brother
That's what
has
makes me
dusty
mad.
friends who likes to touch on little girls.
That's what makes me mad is that these moms know they have these teenage boys in the house and you have a sleepover with little girls there. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
They
What are
trust
you
them too
thinking?
much. They trust
Y'all
them
need to.
too much.
My mom was always like that. She never trusts nobody around us.
And that's how I
No
am.
boys came to the house. My mom was, even though she's a mammy, she still Did not want no boys in the house. My
No, they're
brother's
not
friends.
allowed.
My brother wasn't even allowed there. He had to go over his friend's house and sleep over their house when the girls came and slept over.
But
He
I'm
was not even
glad your
allowed in the
mama was
house.
like
Like
that
my
because
mom
I'm
was
gonna tell
strict.
you, when I was growing up, we were military. The first time I was molested was by a family friend. I was so young. All I remember, we were in their basement of their house. It was a finished basement, and I remember him asking me to like do a cartwheel or something, and he touched me. And my mother
Mm.
always wondered because we did group therapy at one point, and I remember telling her I just remember being touched. Everybody kept wondering why I was so clingy to my mother. It was because I was not safe. I'd never felt safe as a child around black men. I never felt safe. So
That's why I
then when
said I've
my
always
dusty
been
ass
scared of them.
uncle's friend did what he did, that put something in me to say, y'all are not safe.
Can I
A
ask
lot of black
something
So
And
real
when I
quick?
got to
oh,
the
yeah.
oh, go
point
ahead, go
where,
ahead.
oh, I'm
Hold on
sorry,
a
go ahead.
second, y'all.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
let somebody else cut in real quick. Go
Was
ahead, hon. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Well, it was just because that's why I actually joined the panel, the safety issue, and I'm glad that you guys are bringing this up. And I see the chat, everyone saying no sleepovers. I'm so glad that this new generation, is going to get past this. We're trusting the men in our family, or we're just going to overlook the fact that the men in our families are disgusting and perverted and stuff like that, and we're not going to take the chance with our daughters. I'm very happy to see that. And it also goes into play with a lot of these guys. They have this point that they keep saying with the femininity and the way that we look, and like and a lot of them like to ignore the fact that a lot of us were touched as little girls. And I don't know if they are ignorant to that, or if they just wouldn't like to admit it. But when they say not all men, it's really funny because like they wouldn't trust their friends with their daughters and stuff like that. Like there's a reason why they won't allow, their daughters and girlfriends to go out at night and stuff like that, because while they say not all men, they know deep down inside,
It
more than
really
they
is.
like to believe, like their friends, their uncles and stuff like that, think just the way we accuse them of thinking, quote unquote. So it's just, I think it's a lot of projection and deflection that goes on in the black male spaces. And when we say
Absolutely.
with like it's a defense mechanism also. When a lot of women are sexually abused, they can go inward to where they don't want to draw attention to themselves. There are places where, that thing when they were talking about the woman at the gas station, if I'm dressed up and looking cute, there are places that I wouldn't be caught dead at, where there's a group of black guys outside. I'd rather, like, if I'm running out of gas, I'd rather push my car, to be honest with you. Like
Facts.
there's no safety in wearing a dress and being cute and all dolled up in certain areas. And they want to act like it's just because we're naturally don't care about the way we look. Women across the board care about the way we look, but we
Girl,
notice that
did
when
you
at a
see
certain age, yeah, I'm sorry.
did you see the post that I did where the dude in the NFL, he just went to jail for raping homeless women. So
Wow.
they don't give
Oh
a
my
fuck.
Wait, what?
God.
And
They
they're
don't
What
give
not
a
gonna
fuck
the
say
what you
nothing
hell?
wearing.
about it.
They
Yeah.
don't care what you're wearing. You can
They
literally
really don't.
you can be
You
Yeah,
can
the
be
funky.
a
woman in the
I
crackhead
woman in
on the
Yes.
corner
Baltimore,
and they'd
I
still
was
Detroit,
come
they
after
said
listening
it.
you.
to I was listening to Real Talk Yanni earlier today on one of her older videos. One of her first encounters with sexual assault, she was wearing a hoodie and sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear that crap about, oh, she shouldn't have been wearing that. Nah, you're a deviant.
Hmm.
I can have a
Exactly.
sackcloth on and you don't care.
You can
Yeah.
be wearing baggy clothes and they'll still
It
come after
doesn't
you. They're
matter.
disgusting. They're
It
disgusting.
doesn't matter.
Period.
I'm telling y'all, the way that I feel about black little girls, I'm telling y'all, you ain't even got to be my daughter. I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling my strap out. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to kill you where you are because that happened to me twice. And I don't play about little girls or little boys. They're
Right?
innocent. They don't know what's going on. And if you can do that, because all I have to remember is as a child, I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know what was going on. I was a child. I was in a damn Girl Scout outfit. I didn't know what was going on. But if
That's
I
why.
see it, I'm going to shoot you on sight. And I do not
Exactly.
feel bad about that because I don't want that little girl to have to go through what I went through, questioning herself. Well, why did this happen to me? Why didn't anybody protect me? No, baby, I got you. I'm going to protect you today.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't even got to be my child.
That's why I'm so
So,
fiercely
however
protective of my
many of
children.
y'all
I don't
on this
trust none of them
live
knickers.
have children, if your children are in my vicinity, I got you because I know you would do the same for mine and I'm going to do the same for yours. So if I see any hint of impropriety, I'm blowing his head off. And I'll stand up
From
in
the
any
do
court
Hell,
rag.
and
I don't
I'll
even
tell
trust
them.
mammies either. I don't trust mammies
I
or
told
these
my
knickers. I
homegirl,
don't trust none of
Me either.
them.
my
Hell
homegirl
no.
made a post the other day, very sensitive topic about a child. And I told her, I said, let me tell you something, baby. If I ever see it, I will stand up in a court of law and say, yeah, I did it. Convict me.
Mm-hmm.
And I will walk out of there clean. Because ain't no parent or human that has a love for children that would allow that. There's no person that would convict me. And even if they did, I don't give a damn. I'll go to jail for that. If it's about
Hold
a
up.
child, oh, I'll get locked up for that.
Well,
April
because
Reed
they
just
like to say that
posted
white
that.
men are the child molesters and stuff like that, but I just think it's because it's spoken about more. Like the little white girls would feel safer coming to their mom and saying, "Hey, this man touched me," and her mom would actually do something about it. Versus the other way around with us little black girls. Like my mom included. Like she likes to ignore certain things that I told her when I was younger and stuff like that. So I think it's also just a culture of always trying to protect black men because we know, like the prison
That's
system
that
and stuff
mammy
like that.
race loyal bullshit. That's what that
Yeah,
is.
Well,
it's very
she
sad.
can go
It's
too.
sad.
Because I'm going to tell y'all, I live in the state, and y'all have talked about Cupcake before. For those of y'all that are familiar with Cupcake, out of the state that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
just know my brother-in-law was the cop. He was working that case. When he came to my house and he showed me the pictures, y'all, and he told me, he said, do you want to see this? And I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
You didn't look, did you? Oh shit.
I looked, and I'm going to tell you, it fueled a fire in me. I already have a fire for my daughter, but it lit something in me. I was mad at that man, but when I heard, and in my city, it's a lot of people I know that know the woman.
Like
That
there's
was
a
also
crime.
involved.
There was something on the news I watched in my city. Now this is
No,
fucking sick. I will tell you, this is fucking sick. This had me so mad. I wanted to find that guy and cut him up. This she is this guy's girlfriend. She had a baby and a newborn baby, and I'm not gonna go too in detail, but y'all know where the story goes. He ended up violating that newborn child.
Mm-mm.
he's a dead man.
If
If
I
I ever came
see
across him,
that
he's a
man,
dead man.
he is dead in the ground. Like I was so mad, I had to turn off the TV and calm down and take a deep breath because that is the most. And that's why I said I am afraid of black men. When you see that shit on TV, you hear about that shit on TV, and you experience getting almost attacked by a black man, you become very fearful of them, and that is why I fear black men. I will not have my kids around them. Nothing. I am terrified.
Thank you, Cassandra, for saying baby girl RIP. Because I'm telling you, my city, when that happened, my city completely, they were ready to kill this man and the woman. And I'm not going to lie, as a mother, and even if I wasn't a mother, but as a mother, anger rose up in me that y'all, I can't even describe the anger that I felt when my brother-in-law showed me the details. And I said, only a monster could have done this to this baby. Y'all, sorry.
It's all right.
Only a monster could have done that. And the woman, it just killed me to know that a mother, she had kids of her own and she allowed this. And I knew then your mindset got to be so messed up to where you let this man do this to a baby. This could have been your baby.
Yeah.
He is not a
And
man.
you let him do this to that baby. And y'all, I promise y'all, I told my brother-in-law nothing short of the death penalty will do. I'm sorry. I don't
Seriously.
know what influence you have, but nothing short of the death penalty will do. And I'm sorry, I don't want no lethal injection. I want a firing squad. I want to take it
Yes.
old school. I want to do like other countries do. I want to see you get your head blown off because you tortured this child
And what
and
makes
then
me
you
so mad
killed her.
about this is the fact that you got these motherfuckers on here will say, not all black men are like that. Yes, the fuck they are.
Each and every one of them
Each and
in my
every,
book.
yes, the fuck they are. What do you mean, not all black men? I swear I want to choke them motherfuckers every time I hear that shit.
But
Not
the,
Y'all,
but
all black men. Shut
the pathology of the women that stay with these men, and it's just like crazy why certain YouTubers like KS and they run around with this death threat basically to black women saying, well, you're gonna die alone and miserable and stuff like that. Like that's the end all be all. Like dying alone, but a lot of these women do have that fear, right? And so they stay with these men who do terrible things to them and their children. And I just think that we should let go of all of that as a collective, because black women are known to be in these relationships where like everyone else would have left, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Especially when it's
Yeah,
with a
and the
black
guy is
partner.
and
making a
it pisses me off because there was something in the news clip that I was watching. I don't know if y'all heard about it, where that father left his daughter in a car to die in a car in the heat.
Yes.
That's
And
what that's
Yeah,
what
and
I'm
you had his
saying, y'all.
mama
When
jumping up there
when
talking
all
about
that
he
stuff
wouldn't
went
do
down with
and
that.
you got
Cupcake,
his mammy ass mom protecting his motherfucking ass.
He wouldn't do
I
that.
just couldn't. I
he
couldn't
was
even.
more concerned with his car than his daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
And this is what I'm talking about. They will put their shoes, their console game consoles, their cars, everything else before their fucking children and their women. They will never put women and children first. They will always
Oh,
put materialistic things first. Fuck them and the horse they roll in on. I hope they die with the materialistic things. I hope they die. I was hoping that motherfucker got in the car and drove into the fucking ravine for that poor child dying just because he didn't want to bust a motherfucking window out to save his own goddamn child. I've never been so angry in my life. And I got in an argument with another one of them fucking dusty ass motherfuckers about this. I've never been so. I'm sorry, but that really pissed me off.
no need to
no, it's
apologize, sis,
okay
because
because
I'm
this is
telling
ridiculous.
you, the woman that was cousins with the woman who was a part of Cupcake's murder, she got on Facebook Live, and I was so proud because she spilled it all. She called out my state and everything because she said, because this woman's children got taken away from her. Now, if the state saw fit to take your children away from you, there was something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this woman changed her name. And do you know the state that I belong to gave them children back?
Mm.
My
So
God.
not only
My
did
God.
y'all let her children down, you let Cupcake down
Yep.
because this woman
Right?
was so male identified that no matter what he said, it was going to override all of her common sense if she had any. You got babies and you took this woman's baby away from her, and that could have been your baby. So I'm going to tell you, last year was a hard year for my state because when Cupcake was murdered, that was felt, it surpassed race, culture, creed, sexual, it crossed everything. When Cupcake died, it killed everything. My city literally shut down. The mayor even got on TV and couldn't even compose himself. The police chief got on TV and couldn't even compose himself enough to deliver the news that we all did not want to hear. So when I hear black men not want to call out other black men, I don't want to hear it because
Exactly. I don't want to hear anything they
this
got
is
to
now
say.
surpassing grown women. Y'all are now hunting children. And I
And you
got
know
a
That
what?
problem with
and
that.
I do believe what Live Life said he did. I think he did kill his daughter to avoid child support.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did. He did.
I was just
I
about to
think he
say
did.
because they try to get around that, and they literally act like child support is like a monster out to get them. Like if you take care of your damn kids, you don't have to worry
You
about
wouldn't have
that.
to
It's
worry
just
about
that
child
why,
support.
yeah,
But
why
that's
is
why
it
I'm
that
telling
black
y'all.
men act like they
And
don't
what
give their
makes
kids
me
things to eat?
go ahead, go
Like
ahead, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say like because this pisses me off. I don't have any kids, but my dad was a deadbeat, and he bitches and complains about child support, and I'm like, I don't understand how y'all can make a whole child and then leave them with the mom and just be like, well, I hope everything goes good. Like you can't plant a seed and just leave it to freaking grow on its own.
And
Like
They
these dumb
can.
bitches, then the dumb bitches say, "Oh, it was a blessing." No,
It
baby,
wasn't.
this is
right, it
not
was
a
No,
her.
blessing.
They
Like
that's
cry
not a
no.
about
blessing
paying
at all.
$45 a week. They cry about
What's
that.
so bad about child support? Like
They'll
Because
like
quit
I
I
that's
their
what
tell
they
job.
have to
They'll
I
take
quit their
care of
tell
job
kids.
my
when they start getting
ex-husband
child
all
support
the
taken out.
time.
$45 a week.
But
That's
I
what the
tell my
majority of them
ex-husband all the
pay.
time. If
They'll pay
you ever
$300 to four
feel
hundred dollars for cars and for shoes and consoles, but they can't even take care
right.
of their own goddamn kids.
And you
Come
know
on,
what?
man.
The way that this shit is going, I tell my ex-husband all the time, if you ever feel like she's too much for you or she's doing this or she's doing that, bring her home. Bring her to
Yeah.
me. And I already got legalities in place for if you even move the wrong way, you'll never see her again. That's how much I'm not playing about her. And that's the part about divorce that does hurt so much for black women like us when you've messed up and you married a man that's a part of the black community and even an educated one. You still have to be careful because now it's like, damn, I divorced you, but I got this child and I'm willing to go. I'm telling you, I'm willing to go to any extremes for my child. But I tell him all the time, call me if she's doing whatever, call me. I will come get her. I don't care what time of the day or night it is. Just tell me to come get her. And my
Yeah,
biggest fear is him marrying a mammy because I know the type of
Oh
man he
shit.
is. He's going to
yeah.
marry one. And I think about my child all the time, y'all. Like, everybody says now for normal white women that divorced a man, they may not have to worry about it. But because I'm divorced and I'm a black woman, I have to worry about damn who he got my child around.
Right?
I know I put this in the decree, but is he gonna abide by it? So I get my daughter back and I'm checking her and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm like, God, help me because my anxiety, I already have anxiety, but my anxiety gets ramped up when she's away from me because I feel like I am the only person between my parents and me. I'm the only person that can protect her. Do I feel like her dad would kill for her? Yeah, I do, but sometimes even he can be questionable. Because who do
Right.
you have her around when I'm not there?
Exactly.
And
And
that's what
I
don't
think
feel
that what
good to me.
that was the conversation. And I think an incident happened with my brother. Like he was married to a mammy, and she was not only abusive to his kids, she was abusive to him. She used to beat on him, my own brother. I
Y'all.
mean,
And that's the shit I'm afraid of because
and what made me mad is that I had a conversation with my mom. My mom was upset, and she was like, um, he was coming home, and I saw her in the car. I said, "What?
Huh.
What the fuck is he doing back with her?" Like, I just don't get why would you subject yourself to that abuse? Why would you want to
y'all,
be
I'm
back with
sorry. But
these mammies, man? It's like,
I told
come
him that
on.
when we were doing the divorce papers, if whatever I have to do to protect my child, I don't care the amount. I don't care.
But
I
my
will
mom
take her
said
away
if
from
she
you.
comes around, if she comes around, my mom said she better not step foot near this fucking house or I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. And she said, my mom said, if you bring her back into this fucking house, I'm taking the kids. We're going.
That's me
Cause
right there.
you're not going to have her in this house because she is violent. She's one of them mammies like deep down in the ghetto mammy. Them
But
Oh
winter,
no.
ones.
hold on, winter glow. Don't be scared, baby. Just Just take everything that divested zealot is talking about and make a better decision than we did. Seriously.
Please do.
Don't be scared. I'm telling you, if I could go back and use the common sense that I have now, I promise you I would. Don't be scared. Just do it. Just vet. I tell women all the time, vet, vet, vet. All 100%. If you see that your community has high statistics for for domestic violence or whatever, just know, just know I can't have a baby with him. Cause prime example, I had a baby with a man when we were married, and I told y'all he was a church man. I didn't find out until later that the keyboard player is a registered sex offender. And I looked
Mm.
at the pastor like, what is your problem?
Oh my God.
You got this man up here playing the keyboard and you know him and you know his background.
He's not
And
supposed to be near a church. What the fuck
he's
is going
not.
on?
Because guess what? But guess what, DZ? I'm finna blow the whistle. Because I told my ex-husband, I said, let me tell you something. These are my demands. Cross them if you want to.
Mm.
Cross me if you want to. I've told you what my demands are. Now, if you cross that, I'm calling the police expeditiously. And I'm telling everything that I know. Because my daughter, as it stands in my order, she's not allowed to go to church with him. And he kept wondering why I put that in there. And I said, cross me and you'll find out.
That's why I don't go near churches.
But
Live
I told
life.
him,
I
cross
don't.
me and you'll
I
find
don't
out.
go to
Let me
church
find
neither. I
out my daughter
refuse.
step foot anywhere in a church with you, and you'll find out. You'll never see her again.
Churches is full of fucked up people looking for other fucked up people. That's what church is.
Yep.
All
It
right, you
really
guys.
is.
I'm adding some more moderators.
I'm
Healing
gonna go.
Arts, Melinda, 1973, and Cosmetic Chic. She's going to be a mod too, because I don't think I have a bunch of mods in here.
Congratulations. Congratulations to y'all.
Also, y'all, we got the hard ER coming up. We're gonna do Billie Holiday and her mule and ass. That was a mule right there. Beautiful woman, but she was a mule and it killed her. So we're gonna do that on Patreon, and it's gonna be some a little bit of nudity, a little bit of bullshit going on. But if you so inclined, bring your ass over so you can hit the hard R. Y'all got any closing remarks, ladies? I've been up here for almost 3 hours.
My
you
last,
you
my
ready to
last
go,
one is,
huh?
and I'm gonna go because I know I was supposed to go probably 40 minutes ago. I was supposed to go work out, but my closing remarks are this: I'm 34. If there are any young ladies and older ladies that are listening to the sound of Divested Zealot's voice and my voice, get out.
Yes.
Period. I ain't got nothing else to back it up with. You got the stats, you got the stories, you got the news. Get out because something is coming down the pike. I don't know what it is. Something is coming down the pike and you need to get out, especially if you have children. Please get out. Um, do not if you're a marriage age woman looking to be married, do not waste your time thinking that a unicorn is coming. He may not be. He may be living in Alaska. You may be living in damn New York. He's not coming. Do not think that he's coming. He's not coming.
I
So
just Oh, go
listen to
ahead.
DZ. Keep it pushing. Y'all see what we got going on. Mate according to your values. Marry according to your values. Have children according to your values. But I'm telling y'all right now, you have found your tribe. If you were confused now, you should know by now you have found your tribe. Listen to what DZ is saying and keep it pushing. And those are my last remarks. I'm going to work out and go pick up my daughter.
All right. Nice to have you. See you next time.
Thank you for
See ya.
having me.
Take care.
Bye.
And I think
Bye.
my last remarks is if you feel that butterfly and the fear in your gut, go listen to it. And if I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being afraid. It's validated. These men out here are dangerous. They're dangerous as hell. And if you can find a way to get the hell out of there, get the hell out of there quick.
Facts.
get the hell away. Because as soon as you get wrapped up in that stuff, you're putting your life on the line, you're putting your sanity, you're going to go, you're just messing up your mental health, and you're just messing up everything about yourself. I think that's the reason why we have a lot of obesity in our community, because these women are depressed. They are depressed because they're dealing with these neckers in these streets and all this other shit. This is why they're depressed. This is why they're going through stuff. So if you have any chance in the world, get the hell out. Go see the world. Don't stay and don't get stuck up in the ghetto. Get If you got a chance to make some money, get the hell out of the United States. Go see the whole entire world. Travel. For
Yes.
real. Please travel. There is so much more to see in this world than being stuck in a motherfucking ghetto. Get the hell out of there. Seriously, don't get stuck up in the ghetto. And most of all, don't be a baby mama. And that's all I got to say. And y'all take care and just live life and stay healthy. That's all. Take care, everybody.
You too, babe.
Yeah. Well, my last words are just gonna be definitely do not fall for the lies and the gaslighting and the moving of the goalposts and all that. They're never gonna be happy. They're never gonna be men. Never gonna provide. So honestly, there's nothing to be loyal to. Like even if you are a loyal person, there's nothing to be loyal to. You're being loyal to a ghost that A doesn't respect you and B just doesn't have anything to offer. So no matter what race they are, even I'm definitely not dating them, but just do not date anybody who's gonna have you muling for them, doing everything that a man's supposed to do and doing women duties. Like, no, if I'm working outside of the house, I'm not doing all the housewife stuff. So basically all I had to say was don't be dumb, don't be fooled. Thank you again, Divested, for finally pushing me over the edge because
Yes, yes, yes.
I
That's
wasn't
what's up.
sure. Yes, I'm sure now. Thank you so much. And I
You're
love you
welcome,
ladies.
babe.
Have a good rest of your day.
Love
Bye.
you too.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me on. Divested Zealot, I'm about to subscribe now because I just found your live by chance, and I'm so glad I did. This is a very good conversation to have. And I guess my closing remark would be um, first of all, I just would like all the Black ladies in the chat and people that are listening to put your mental health first. I think that is just so important. I think Black women take on a lot of burdens for the entire community as a whole, and it can be very detrimental to our self worth and our self esteem. So once you let the baggage go, whatever that may look like for you, let it go as much as you can, and then start from scratch and learn to love yourself. And when you love yourself, your habits will change. You'll eat different, you'll move different, you'll feel different, and you'll start to see things come together in your life, no matter who you choose to be with or anything like that. Also, yes, traveling is essential. You'll realize that once you leave this racist country, that you go to places in Europe and you will be celebrated. It's amazing. It's a breath of fresh air. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for that, and thank you for your subscription.
Thank you.
You last at the back, girl.
Well, my closing remarks is that first of all, I just want to say, um, I love you. I love your platform. You have not said anything. You or any of the ladies have not said anything that I do not agree with.
Yay.
Um, and I'm so glad that I found you guys because it's been kind of lonely out here.
It is.
Not having people that share your same thought process. And that makes me want to add, um, uh, I feel like that we need to stop attacking each other and make sure that if you find another divested Black woman, I feel like we all should support each other and kind of cling to each other because there are not that many of us, and
Very true.
we all need to stick together to try to provide some type of emotional mental support to each other as well, because we're few and far in between. And if you don't have anybody that understands you, to me that can really jeopardize your mental health.
Yeah.
And I've been through that, and I don't want to see anybody else go through that. Feeling alone, feeling lonely, um, feeling like no one understands you. So, yeah, I have some ideas that I was telling you about. Also to the ladies, I have some ideas, and I have information too, about businesses businesses that you can get in for cheap, to create a flow of income for you, because all we have is each other, and we
Hmm.
need money to live. So
We'll
I
make
have
a
the
post
information.
about it.
Yeah, I'll send you over the information about what I have, and that way we can all network together and help each other.
That's what's
But
up.
that's it. I love all of you guys. And I didn't even know you had a Patreon.
It's just a week old, girl. It's just a week old, but we fixing to have it lit round this bitch. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
you already know.
we
I'm
about to
already
show out.
I'm already pushing the envelope over here. Now when we get behind that wall, it's getting ready to get real ugly.
Yeah, we need to have like a chat, like a text chat, something.
Girl, you gonna see. Take your ass behind that wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, but I really enjoyed y'all. I know you said we've been on here almost 3 hours. It doesn't seem like it, because time goes by fast when you're in good company. I will say
It
that.
does. I agree.
So, all right. Goodbye. I had a nice time. I will see, and I will be here each and every time. Every time you come back on, I'll be with you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
There is a banner in front of y'all, and it says, "White churches are the same."
Hmm.
Mama Kush, I am so aware of that. Do you know that white men also have two legs? Did you know that white people also do fucked up shit? They do. I'm not here to talk about them though, because the main predator in our community is these niggas. So I appreciate you saying that, but it ain't a bunch of white men that's dogging out these black women. So we getting ready to get rid of the trash there. Okay. No shade. I'm just not, we ain't doing that. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all next time.